Okay. It's chicken with a roll and ranch.
Well, actually,
Yeah.
that reminds me. Did I forget to do this last week? Okay, who would like to earn an inspiration die for a recap of last week's session? I feel like I forgot to do that last week.
You did, and I
session.
Shoot.
last session, everybody decided to chill out within the bones and try to pull everything together. Yes.
I remember. It was the dream sessions.
Yeah, leveling up stuff that we never get to do, and now we get to do it.
Yes, I got a piece of. I think you said quartz. It's a medium for some consciousness that I can eventually implant into a mech.
Yeah. I haven't been able to do basically level up cutscenes in a number of years because the previous player groups that I tried to do it with had no patience for it, which is disappointing because I very much like doing that.
Vanessa says, chilled out the bones of an amethyst dragon, harvested the corpse of Monster Hunter, made a +1 necklaces for everyone, made Violet propose to Halcyon, the Nat 20 religion ceremony.
She's scared that Violet's scared that her life is gonna she's gonna run out of luck. She's had luck for a long time. She's like, we're going into another place. I think I'm gonna run out of luck.
Meanwhile, somewhere else in just the cosmic plane, Alara's just sitting there like, your dice, they're fun to roll, but they're getting worn out. There's cracks in these rocks. One day I'm going to roll them and they're just going to break.
They need to have a couple of fails at some point, or they're just going to break themselves over and over again.
Yeah, the other shoe's going to drop at some point.
Does anybody think it's my Logitech gaming software that's screwing me over?
Oh, absolutely. That'll break everything. I guarantee it. I don't let it run in the background anymore.
I have it running, but it's, of course, if you have technical troubles, it's definitely worth
I have a 10-plus-year-old setup that's basically a Frankenstein machine, so I think that might be why it breaks things. I don't know.
Yeah. I've just got a moderately old setup. 5+ years.
I'm 15, so I don't know what y'all are talking about.
Oh, no wonder things are breaking, Guinea. You gotta upgrade
You
your
also
shit.
mentioned you have an older graphics card, am I correct? Which graphics card you working with?
Well, I'm working with an EVA GeForce GTX 980 Ti.
Uh-huh.
Shut up. It's relatively new. Mine's newer than yours, as far as the graphics card goes. But my hardware, or my actual
980
drive,
Ti? 1070. Megan, I've got the newer card, and it's old at this point.
We're just gonna do what we've got. We used to be able to only run 5 game, and that's it. So we have what we have. I don't know if I need the Logitech drivers to run the actual camera or not.
There was a thought, and it just left. It's gone. Very much gone. Dissipated.
I'm just gonna there's a thing, a couple things I'm gonna uninstall. I'm gonna uninstall this again. So I decided to fuck things over. Okay, go ahead, Joe. Let's get started. Guinea's whatever.
I'm sorry, I'm briefly distracted by Crab Shotgun.
Joe.
Oh. Yes, please.
Peach.
Okay. Anyway.
Evolution of weaponry always ends up being a crab.
Okay, try not to distract the DM. Let the DM focus.
Yeah, now I'm just imagining the crab dance song, but it's all just shotgun blasts for every beat.
Oh dear God.
Let me try this.
Tchaikovsky's
this
rave
one.
music. Anyway.
I'm so confused. There's so many Microsofts in here.
But yeah, those are a couple of decent recaps. Now, everybody else did get some other things in the dream sequence. Do you guys recall kind of what you dealt with for additional, emphasis on those recaps?
I had lightning.
Yes.
Oh, I shot lightning from my mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Had lightning on my fingertips. And had a storm raging inside that I chose to control.
All right.
Oh, that's right. Fucking.
I think that's it.
It's all coming back to me.
Yeah, and Avery sat in the bed, waiting for wonderful things to happen to him. Which I loved that.
Tempted to now run a one-shot where you all just choose different species of crab, and that dictates your class and race abilities.
Joe.
Anyway,
No.
sorry.
No. I'm Joe. Go lose it.
I'm sorry.
I'm already having computer trouble. Don't need
Crab.
Die.
That was Finestra.
Bosin.
Okay, so there are some very terrifying crustacean-based demons in the Abyss. I can bring them out this session. That's a thing. But regardless. Alright, yeah. Now I can't hear Megan briefly.
No, I think she's either muted or talking to I think she's talking to someone.
Probably both. Alright. And anybody else have anything else of note from their dream sequences?
I'm confused. All right. Apparently people are not getting Whataburger. We're getting Chicken Express, and apparently people were getting Whataburger and not Chicken Express, and that's just it's one of those moments, one of those days.
Hey, as long as you get food, what's there to complain about?
I know, right? I was like, I'm not picky. I could eat from either place. I know what I want. It's really easy.
Y'all get me something from wherever the fuck you decide to go.
See, now I'm reminded of my nephew. I want a burger and chicken nuggets and french fries. You get one.
No,
But I want them all. You get
whatever,
one.
You can get all of them.
Does anyone else remember their dream sequence?
I do.
Violet decided to merge all of her paths in one path because that's literally how she lives as a person.
Avery met his counterpart in a dream, and a mysterious brain rock came to his room.
Vanessa says Vi severed her strings of fate. Grandpa passed out and slept for the first time in his existence, and felt him, whatever he was, expanding and breaking out past his regular boundaries.
Surpass your limits.
Okay. Cool. So at the very least, everybody currently present gets an inspiration die if and when Amber shows up, and she's able to properly at least recall at least a decent chunk of her dream sequence. She'll learn one as well.
Vanestra says that does make me wonder if someone tried to tell Vi's future by fortune telling what would happen.
I mean,
I don't think we have any divination specializing people here.
I swear it was all these that broke my computer.
not at the moment, and seeking that out, the Abyss can be a complicated
ready?
effort.
Are we ready for what?
I think we got everybody's
Calm
dream
yourself.
sequences. I'm trying to calm down, but I can't really calm down. I'm trying to fix my computer at the
We're
same
doing
time.
a recap right now, Megan. We've
all over the
already
place.
started.
Are we ready? We're at the advertisement on the Blockbuster VHS that is explicitly saying "Be kind, rewind," and people are earning bonus points for doing the rewinding.
Hmm.
That's just delete Google Chrome. How many?
There may be a decent chunk of the audience that just doesn't understand that fucking reference. Blockbuster, for the most part, is a past
I remember.
artifact.
I remember what it was, and I remember fuzzily going in to get Wizard of Oz, but that's about it.
Weirdly, at the time that I was going to Blockbuster, I would go get video games.
See, this was before my video gaming time as a little bitty tiny tot. So,
I got a PlayStation Portable in the early 2000s and went anywhere I could to get more diskettes to play shit on that PlayStation Portable. Not the PS
Anytime I
Vita.
was
mind
dropped
you.
off with my grandmother, that was her way of dealing with it.
Yeah. Sorry, they weren't diskettes. They were, I believe, specifically referred to as UMDs.
What?
Universal mini discs.
Yeah, kind of.
Underpants of mass destruction?
No, that was about 2 years earlier. Hello, Amber.
Amber. Okay, but now
All right.
we went over our dreams.
Just letting you know, Mia is throwing an absolute hissy fit.
Of
because
course
we
she
are
is.
Well, she's cutting a bottle today. She needs to start cutting bottles because no matter what we do, she's peeing through her clothes at night.
Oh. Well, to
Yeah.
distract yourself from the chaos that is the offspring, care to do a bit of your own recap from last week?
I'm still gonna clean a bottle.
You want to do a recap from last week?
At least from what you recall of your dream sequences. Anything else of note that you recall?
Oh.
Megan's gone.
Discord's being a dick to Megan, so she's trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
Everything's being a dick to Megan.
Lately. Yeah. It really, really sucks. I am gonna still wash and have a bottle ready for 9 o'clock.
Hell, some dicks are being dicks to Megan, and while that seems logical, it's also unfortunate.
I feel like I missed something, but that's fine. I am now, I can be doing Warlock and I can be a patron, and I'm just like, fuck that for 10 more levels. Also, my shadow, my other self, my dark fae self, has now been born.
I know you said born, but my just fucking glitched ass brain heard bonered for a second, and it's like, no.
Is it bad that I did too?
I wasn't listening, so I heard nothing.
But,
The first thing your dark face self did when they came into existence was find something to fuck.
but I will absolutely try to be friends with this person. Other than that, I am like Peter Pan and have no real shadow.
Yeah. Plot twist, Dark Dusty is just ashy.
Shut up.
Pun finished.
She's gonna fly into people's rooms and steal their children.
Yeah, if you hear Mia, just let me know. I'll mute, because...
You're all good. You got an inspiration die.
Okay.
Okay. And where we were gonna fucking start the plot off is currently missing from the call. Again. Shit. Okay.
Just give her a minute.
It's fine.
she'll
Things are
figure it
glitchy.
out. There's a glitch in the Matrix. It's fine.
Whoops, she's sending a messages.
I think we're all post high school level at this point, right? So
Yes.
is this prom season?
I don't fucking know.
What season?
Prom? Like, are high schoolers going to prom like right now?
I never went to prom,
Thereabouts, yeah.
and I don't regret that.
My Facebook today and has been inundated with people trying to sell prom dresses. And they all say the same thing. It's like, you only used once, blah, blah size prom dress. And I was just like...
She's back on call. Everybody, let's... Back on topic. So. That said, if you guys want to continue to converse, by all means, you can message each other during this. So. For a moment...
Sorry, guys, everything went down. My stuff went down all
It's all good. Everything's on fire. This happens. It's just a normal day.
It's literally on fire.
It's not a live stream if something isn't fucking broken. It's just how it works.
He's right, you know.
Someone tried to break into one of my other friends' things. I'm letting you know what happened, guys, because nobody knows. Somebody sent me a link for something. I downloaded it, and now I don't know if it's fucking my computer over. Because it was from a secondary account that was somebody had broken into their account. You've already known this for months.
Okay, so somebody you knew had their account hacked. You didn't know this. You thought it was legit. Therefore, you got flopped
Because
over.
they're gamers. They're a streamer, so
You didn't know
I thought, oh,
later.
yeah, this is where we're at. This is the dumpster fire I'm dealing with right now. So.
Okay, well, let's momentarily divert from the dumpster fire that is life and enter the dumpster fire that is roleplay. That's the whole point of this game.
Okay. All right.
By the way, in light of your bullshit, you earn 1 real-life inspiration die, usable on any real-life task of your choice. It may or may not do anything. Anyway.
Trying to delete things. Apparently, I have 2 sets of windows running at the same time. The PC.
Again! A fucking again!
At that point, you just gotta wonder. Oh my god. Wait, no, it makes sense. You double pane glass, you can get tempered glass, and your computer is very much throwing a fucking temper tantrum. Anyway.
Just like the baby in the background. Anyway.
Okay, we're good. It'll fix
Regardless,
itself.
all of this is going in the bot. So, as we pull briefly away from the abyss. Angel.
Uh-huh.
You have entered yourself into a night of, well, stressful, if peaceful, momentary sleep. It's been a lot of your nights lately. Between adventuring, wanting to adventure, wanting to go on adventures, realizing you can't go on adventures with your particular group of friends considering where they've gone. Political shit! Oh god, political shit. That's a type of stress that you didn't really...
That's technically what she's dealing with today.
Yeah.
So.
That was a type of stress that you, while you've been familiar with it for the most part, secondhand, research, everything else being the subject of that stress, while you've tried to get used to it over the last couple of years, it still, in a lot of ways, feels almost nauseatingly new.
I'm gonna message the DM. If we want to do my leveling up thing, can we do that next time? And focus on the stress at hand.
You want to hold off on the level up cutscene?
I don't think she'd get it right away. I don't think that'd be what she'd get. I think it would probably be after the conflict that she has to deal with.
She is in a separate situation. She would have a separate situation that causes her level up compared to everybody
But I was going
else.
to let you choose politician subclass. Dictator, crook, idealist? No, I'm kidding.
Later.
El Presidente?
We'll see.
That was a joke, by the way. But,
This camera froze, please.
your camera's still good on this end.
I know, but I need to be able to see your expressions. Okay.
Guess what I'm wearing over my shoulders.
Okay. Let's do that. Let's try that. Hold on a second.
Just letting y'all know, if I step away, that means it's 9 o'clock and I gotta take the dog out, and then I'm gonna.
Okay. There
It's all
we go.
good.
Everybody's
Out by then I'll give her.
Whoa.
Here we go.
Okay.
Oh, everything's breaking.
It's all good. Take a breath. Get into RP and get cut off mid-sentence. It's okay.
What happened?
All right. Focus here. I'll wait for this. Let's put that away for a minute. I'll put this away.
Okay. Now, while my brain is fucked, and I'm going to go ahead and try and look for notes on the NPCs that you got introduced to, I'm going to ask, do you have notes on their names?
Hold on.
Because my brain is fucked enough that I don't fucking remember the names I gave them. Which is really unfortunate.
Oh, that's right. I also got a dagger made of amethyst from Violet.
Correct. But you know not yet what it does.
And a dragon tooth necklace with some stat bonuses from Venestra.
Mainly armor class increase and
Armor class and
couple other
charisma
things.
+1. That's the only thing I wrote. Just the armor class and charisma.
I think you slid that into my notes,
More,
Joe.
let me know, but
I might have. Let me see here.
It
+1
gives you
AC and charisma protection. Oh, protection from good and evil uses.
the number of uses
Wait, what?
equals your charisma modifier.
I think that and charisma protection from good. Charisma protection from good. Okay, that sentence isn't processing.
Hold on, let's try that in a book.
Bump to charisma, and I believe charisma protection for good and evil. You can cast protection from good and evil a minimum of once, but an amount of times equal to your charisma modifier.
Whatever your charisma is, you can use protection from evil.
Yeah, you can cast
Amount.
protection from good and evil an amount of times per day equal to your charisma modifier to a minimum of 1, which means if you got shit charisma, you can still do it once.
I mean, Avery's built around charisma, so
Yeah. And in the last
I'm not
month
sure
of
if I get
sessions,
5. I don't remember what exactly the modifier is. I'm looking right now.
yeah, in the last month of sessions, of which there has been 1 cancellation and I believe 1 past day, that means that today's date in game is Valoran 17th.
It's in another week, so I can move in. Because y'all are following Fable on that stuff, so technically.
Valoran 17th, year 198 of the 6th era. Okay.
All I've got is Berlin. I wonder what that is.
Oh yeah, +1 AC. I gotta fix that.
Don't understand.
Oh, 2 missed. Okay, so would that mean 1 passed in game day or 2? Between
It would have been 2.
a month ago. I think 2.
2.
I think 2. Okay. We're gonna go with 2.
You had 2 seizures that caused
Did I
brace.
cancel this? I accidentally zeroed out my AC.
Yeah.
How do I do that? How do I do? How?
There's no
How?
Control Z
How?
option in.
Oh, okay, I fixed it. I'm not touching that.
No,
I'm
leave it
not
broken. Let's make this fun.
Nope, I'm not touching that.
That
Nope.
makes for one dead archfey.
Okay, ready, Joe? Did you find anything? Because I think my notes were in my thing. I think for the tab. I'm not sure.
In your
So
what?
if you were gonna put them in my tab.
Oh, blah, 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 blah. For it was Angel. That is. No, that's from 2 years ago.
Holy sweet baby
Um,
Jesus.
Well, now I know that you haven't been putting anything I've asked you to put in there for 2 years.
You've been asking me to put shit in your notes?
Yes. Multiple times. Every
I've
single
put
time.
shit in the shared notes tab that the DMs can see.
Then it might be in the shared notes tab because
It's
it's not in
not.
my tab.
It's not. It's not.
Well, you're gonna have to, I guess, make it up on the spot because it's not
Fuck.
written down here and I can't find it in my rocket book, which means it got wiped off somewhere.
Oh boy.
Not your fault. It's not your fault. It's nobody's fault. That's what I kept trying to say.
I know it's probably in a goddamn notebook. Question is, which one? Shit. I know we're gonna try
Void sneak.
this one
Hold on.
first.
I wrote that down. Where'd that go? I wrote that down so I could remember what it was.
23 AC is nice. Oh wait, I have to actually get rid of my crystal shield. Actually, so I can just change that to the one, which is amethyst. Next to this. There we go. I should have dropped that forever ago. Whoop.
That's just secondary mechanics for items. Okay.
And since you keep also putting things in the general tab and not putting them in the notes tab.
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
When did I? Hold on.
And you're gonna have to go back a far ways because everybody's typing in that general chat.
What are we looking for?
We are looking for the names of the people that she contacted that were vampires in the middle of the desert. And Sunsmith.
Wait, there were t-shirt memes about it. Fuck.
It's in memes. You're
No,
talking about t-shirt.
the memes were put in session art for some reason. Right.
You guys gotta stop doing that. I'm mixing everything up. It's why I can't find anything. It's that when I go back to make notes, I can't find the notes.
Zencack. Sounds like Zencock.
Part of me wonders if he even gave you his name. I don't think he
He
did.
gave the last name. He gave the last name of
Gave
Zen.
the last name of the city, which was in Keck.
Zenkak's the name of the city, yes.
Yes, he didn't give me his name.
Okay, yeah. Cool. I didn't make the mistake of introducing an NPC and then writing fucking nothing down. Which I've done before. In the heat of the moment.
He wasn't going to give me his name. He just hung up, and Angel got mad because he literally referenced her daughter, and she just lost her shit.
Wait, that means he's in this one.
He got interested in a 16-year-old. He got interested in a minor.
Right. Okay. Good. Done.
We all got the ick from that. I think if I remember correctly, we all got the ick from that.
I just erased that sheet. I have to run through my entire sheet on my phone and find it. Because my iPad is not open.
I would have my headphones on, but I have no idea what happened to my little dongle. It's somewhere.
Where are my photos?
Oh, hush. You know what a dongle is for.
Okay. There we go. Let me go ahead and paste this into the digital side of the notes, just so I don't fucking lose it again.
That's a USB drive, my guy, because the dongle just lets my headset attach through the interwebs. Bluetooth. Ow! What the fuck was that? Found it! That's what the fuck that was. Okay. Oh, you have a point.
Is there any way that I can avoid Microsoft OneDrive? Yeah, because that's what I was trying to tell you. Angel's level up would be different than everybody else's level up, because I'm not there. I don't get special treatment. This is not going to be special treatment. We're not getting special treatment where you just get to sit there and do nothing and get something. No. I refuse. I refuse to pity the fool.
You gotta earn it.
And I'm officially retconning the pronunciation to Zencash, because you guys gave me a little too much shit over the previous version of that name. So
What we're still calling is Zencash.
damn it.
Like hat back.
Damn it.
If I really wanted to put it in there, it'd be Z-E-Z-N-C-H-A-C-H-E. So, C-H-C-H-E. Zencash.
Welcome to Jurassic Park. Okay, so you know what? I'm a DM. I'm just gonna accept that some names, as much as I'm gonna like think them through 40 times over, even I'm gonna realize there's a joke in it by the time I actually say it out loud.
I hate the fact my computer's not working.
Regardless. Now that the chimney sweeping of the notes has gotten finished, and I apologize about that. Yeah. Angel, you awaken. You go about, of course... Wait, hold on. Blah, blah, blah. Where we initially cut off with Angel, it was still midday and she was still figuring shit out. Am I correct?
No, she finished that. She also it would have been a week because it takes a week for Feywild. We're talking about Feywild time versus the other prime. So it already been a week. So literally the day that basically this is going on is the day.
That
So
reminds
it's like,
me as well, the green notebook is actually very necessary for this shit.
oh good. I like this. Yeah, so now Brick knows that I was a dummy.
First page shit. Here we go. Headphones.
I feel like an idiot.
Which means, for all intents and purposes, I probably wrote this goddamn thing down on
Letting
here.
somebody put things on my computer that shouldn't be there.
Oh, right. No, I already knew about that old thing with the multiple windows and all that.
Oh no, it happened. She got rid of the second windows. And then this shit happened. Now there's two windows again.
Oh, God. I'm just remembering the whole lore behind Aristotle, who later became Woody,
really?
is literally just a note that says, a note of 2 words. Texan Squirrel. That's first page early game, starting the campaign shit.
Literally, the first song that he came in on was "Nobody Knows the Trouble I've Seen." Nobody knows but Piff, apparently.
Yeah.
At this point.
Okay, God, that was 4 years ago. Okay, all right.
And apparently Aristotle was also one of the creatures that could see Piff. So apparently all of Angel's animals could see Piff. Or what he really was. As you do when you're an animal.
I know you have questions, Venestra, and they will not yet be answered. I apologize. So. All right. Yes. And I had their Reishi right here. Cool. So. What would you like to address first? The incoming emissary party or the,
I would say
Theater of Revelry whom you've invited into your fucking castle?
the Theater of Revelry invited at both times, so they probably
I'm sorry,
don't
was
have
that
to
English?
Stay
The theater
They're-
group.
They're
You
both
were
arriving on the
literally-
same day. You told
Okay.
me that they had a week delay, so they're both arriving on the same day. So it's like Angel couldn't avoid it.
Yeah.
So because you rolled dice and you said that Griffin wouldn't be able to get them for at least a week. They're supposed to be on their way in.
So it is still a question of who you would like to address first, because on the one hand, sure, there's emissaries and suitors and everything else, and political politeness would behoove you to address them first, but it is also your home territory. Whomsoever you choose to address first is entirely your prerogative.
I will be addressing that cute little girl with a missing arm because I can.
Yes. Fuck politicians.
That little girl that I say
That's how some people
who had
get
a missing
jobs.
arm.
I
I'm still going to tell you, Joe, that that's how she's going to deal with this, considering
Okay.
that that little girl was one of the reasons that they had to go find them in the first place.
Yeah, I know. I am well aware. That was the starting plot line. All right. So you're going to start with the Theater of Revelry. As you, well, basically get yourself oriented, get your kids fed, your many, many children fed, and allowing some of your, more adult and more matured children to help in that effort, in that endeavor. And as well as many of the adoptees helping in that effort as well, or feeding themselves, or feeding each other. Basically, it's one enormous, happy, collective, collaborative family. Just doing what they do, working like a mildly chaotic collection of gears in the wee morning hours.
Okay.
And as you get up and collect yourself, Nick generally getting up and going with you. We're only gonna get a break if we die, aren't we?
You mean having kids?
No, I
Being
mean
around.
just chaos. Kids notwithstanding, I feel like even when we're dead, somehow we're gonna manage to keep having kids. It's gonna be weird. It's gonna be like a child factory coming out of a graveyard.
ew.
I'm gonna go with no on that one, but I'm gonna say
I know I'm making a
That's
joke,
gonna
and he
take-
kisses you on the
it's
forehead.
gonna I just
It's a bad joke.
Okay, well, I didn't
think
take
that it's-
proficiency in humor.
I'm just trying to say that what our family is going to keep growing no matter what we want it to do, and it's going to be that way. And I think our entire being was born on chaos, because I hear humming and a tough frequency that I live in that's somewhere else sometimes.
Yeah.
So I've been able to feel that since I was born. So the fact that I can feel it should tell you something.
Yeah, I know.
I live on a completely different frequency, apparently, for some degree. That's my entire family. So I understand why my father thinks that everything is chaos.
your deep child trots up and climbs up onto the bed at their age of... My brain just turned with what the... Just turn the fuck off. What age are they right now?
Agni's only 4.
Deep child, not Agni.
The regular deep gnome child is like
Agni.
Not deep gnome.
2.
The deep.
Okay.
The blah. Octopus god progenitor black cat.
Hold on, I'm trying to remember what his name is, Joe, because his name is very different. It's not Octi. It's literally
Kai?
His name is Kai. No, that's
Fuck.
that's Kai. Kai is the one with the ever-changing wings.
Shit.
His name is Kai Malik. Hold on, I will check. Oh, let me check my list. Let's open the list. Give me minutes, okay?
Let's open the child catalog.
No, his name is Kai because Kage Tal is the other one. Yes. Okay.
Okay.
Good morning, Kai.
What age are they in? To return to the previous question. 4. Okay. Kai climbs onto the bed using the face tentacles a little bit to help in the climbing, even though it's just not really helping. The muscles in that are not that strong.
No, they're very strong. He swims every day now. Every day.
Well, yeah, the face tentacles, though, still are, compared to actual limbs, not strictly too powerful.
He doesn't have face tentacles. He has hair tentacles.
And sometimes when he lets it hang over his face and cover his eyes, they're face tentacles.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
This is one of those
means they're
ones.
tangled. They're tangled again. Can you help him, or do you want me to do it?
I'll help him.
You sure?
Yeah, I'll help.
They got stuck to your eyeball last time. You want me
I'll
to
help him.
Are you sure?
I'll help him.
Okay.
Mom, I made a thing.
What did you make?
And he holds up, glued to paper, a mushroom drawing, kind of in the same vein of like a macaroni painting. It's just made of dried mushrooms. And
I have a question. Are those expensive mushrooms?
no, they're
Okay.
they're they're your typical sort of basically breakfast mushroom. Again, fungus, especially in this city, is a very common foodstuff.
It looks. Wow, that looks really interesting. What is it?
Do you want to ask what is it, or do you want to try and decipher it? Because it is.
I'm gonna attempt to decipher the child's drawing, considering I'm the mom. And
Yeah,
I've
I rolled
dealt
his
with them
I rolled his performance check to see how well he put together an identifiable image, and
Nope. Nope. All right, let's roll. Is it insight or is it what is it? Is it perception? Perception.
perception.
Okay.
This might be one of those unfocus your eyes and maybe you'll kind of get the shape kind of thing.
It's a 14 DM. No, 15. 15 DM.
15. It's an absolute clustered mess of mushrooms, and if you pull back enough, and it, best you can tell, it's a very, very disproportionate spider. It's all body and barely legs.
Oh, so you decided to do the spider today and not the snail. That's nice. It looks good. She liked that.
Which spider is it?
Hmm?
He lifts an eyebrow. Which spider is it?
The one on the ceiling? Or is it the one that you keep finding in
Yeah,
your
you
bedroom?
guessed it.
Okay, good.
You want it?
Because she's bright blue. Yes, I will put it. She has an entire wall of like hodgepodge drawings on one wall of like a corner
Yeah.
of her office.
It's
way
basically
to
a wall
ceiling.
mural of this is definitely going on the fridge. Look at that. I don't know what the fuck it is.
I'm letting you know Angel writes spider in Mochizuki script on the back. So
That's
I can remember what it is. And which Kai made it, considering Kai is still struggling with his letters.
Yep.
Kai I know you're much better at drawing than. I know you're much better at drawing than abstracts and gluing. You have a much better drawing ability.
It
than this.
was sticky.
Oh, okay.
But you do note after him handing over the drawing, you note that some of his fingers are stuck together.
I'm just gonna let her prestidigitate that thing off. Okay, I need you to go get dressed with your dad's help, and I need you to be ready. We have.
As
2
you
people
press
coming.
to digitate, nothing happens.
What? DM? What? This doesn't happen. Is this glue that's not supposed to be glued? Is this one of those glues that's like the insoluble
Roll me an
glue?
Arcana check.
Oh. That's a 14. 14 plus 8. 8.
22, yeah. Somebody got into Grandma Farah's stash of alchemical components and needs universal solvent to unstick their fingers together.
That's why his hair is stuck to his face. Oh. Okay. There's a point where he thinks over to Farah. Farah, I know you're gonna get mad. Mommy.
Farah's here?
Yeah, she lives with.
This isn't Violet. This is
right, yeah.
Angel and Shiny.
Farah lives in China.
realm.
Yes,
lives in
what
China.
is it? I'm cooking breakfast for an eclectic collection of offspring.
I would prefer for you not to be upset. But I'm going to let you know that your entire workspace may be covered in glue, and my child needs universal solvent. And Kai got into it. So.
Yeah, not just Kai.
Mm-hmm.
But given that Kai started it, I figured it best that he be the bearer of initial consequences.
Oh, well, that didn't come across. The picture that he handed me came across, and now he can't get it off his fingers. So.
The picture did fine. He spilled the bottle all over the desk. A few of the other small ones tried to help him clean it up, and are now stuck to the desk.
Luckily, I have a universal solvent as a backup if we need it.
I have universal solvent as well, as does Ben. You know, being an artificer, a glue that doesn't come unstuck is phenomenal when you don't want to spend time welding.
Tell me about it. I will be.
Would also be a grand tool for a medic, given how well it seems to stick flesh to itself. Isn't that right? And she seems to open up the mental connection. Mom, help! You hear that from about 5 separated voices.
She thinks over to Kai, and there's an eyebrow raise, and there's the eye narrowing that is supposed to have happened 5 minutes ago, but didn't happen because there was no thought process. Do you have something to tell me?
What
did Grandma tell you about that type of glue?
That it's really sticky, and she wasn't lying.
And it's off limits. We had this discussion. I had this discussion with you 2 weeks ago. That bottle specifically is off limits.
And I've heard you talk to Dad, and you've said that limits are meant to be tested. You shouldn't have been awake, sweet child.
Let me put it to you this way. One day when you're older, you will understand what that means. But until that day, the limits of Mommy and Grandma and Grandpa, all of the sets of Grandma and Grandpas, do not get tested. You know the rules. Or do you not want to feed the snail today? Because that was going to be your thing today. But I guess if you don't want that, you don't have to.
There's this moment of tangibly readable shock where you can tell he's almost about to stop at the shock of the prospect of just not being allowed to do it. And
That's
he
his friend.
barely restrains himself.
I'm realizing who this child reminds me of.
But
Little Dende from DBZ Abridged.
I want to feed the snail.
And if you want to feed the snail, because Blue is going to give you the goo, you are going to have to take whatever punishment Grandma Farah gives you. Which means you're going to have to work in the tavern for a couple of days. You're lucky I'm not giving it to Ezekrin to handle.
You just hear
Or
echoing
do
through your
what?
mind, they all get to wash dishes.
And if you break the dishes, that money comes out of your allowance.
But that means less food for Snaily.
And you realize immediately that Kai has just been paying Blue for the food.
That explains why there's an entire Kai bin inside of my bedroom that Blue has been sending me back. You don't have to pay Blue for the food. She does it because it helps the water stay clean and she wants to keep him happy, okay? But you have to do me a favor.
But it's work, and work needs... Work
Okay.
needs...
How about
You get compensated.
compensated? Compensated. She says she takes it so like
Pen.
sated.
Sated.
There you go.
Why is the pen com?
That's how you say the word. It's spelled Compensatted.
Or why is the pen sated?
The calm pen is sated.
Okay. I'm going to let Uncle Griffin teach you what the word compensate means while you clean dishes. We're going to go over a couple of words.
I heard Aunt Tansy say that he was compensating for something.
And what's the rule about staying up late?
Don't get caught.
Nope. Where are we supposed to stay when we stay up late?
Out of sight.
Our minds both went there.
I'm going to ask. Okay, I literally go to one of the adult children in my head. I'm like, I look over. I think to Kismet.
Yes.
Sweet love of mine.
Yeah.
Can we make sure that Kai gets his door locked at night?
One way or another, those children learn consequences, and sometimes that's by letting them make mistakes.
I don't need what goes on in our bedrooms coming back.
He
to
likes
feed
what
me.
he sees. Then we have another
he
problem.
has no idea what any of it means, and I have made sure not to let him know.
Okay. I'm going
And
to put it
besides,
to you this
if you
way.
accidentally leave your door cracked, he'll just think that Dad's hurting you.
That's not how that goes.
Which, to be fair,
But okay.
some nights apparently he is.
Just because y'all are godchildren and y'all don't get a filter doesn't mean that you get to do that.
I am your eldest. I am obliged to give you shit.
Kai, If you decide to leave your bedroom, I get to take away your privileges to feed the snail.
Make an intimidation check with advantage.
Because it's as old as Tim, technically, in his mental state. Oh, it's a 10 plus
A lot.
10? 10 plus 11? 10 plus...
Yeah,
I shoot it
imagine
open.
the Baldur's Gate 3 rolling animation. DC was 5. You did not have to roll
Yeah,
high
that's
to
his
get
best
this.
friend. That's his best friend. That's the one that speaks deep. So... If you need me to make a space for you to go at night, like going into a library or something, I can do that. But you have to, or basically an underwater area where you can just look at different fishies.
I
We can do that.
like the forbidden session in the Harry Potter books.
Yes.
Can there
Means you
be
were
a
reading
book
far
that
above your level.
screams?
No, but I can make you a room that's full of fishies that you can talk to.
Will they tell me dark secrets about Horcruxes?
I don't know who read you the Harry Potter books, but I'm gonna have to get upset with somebody. I'll think about it. How about that?
Well, it's Uncle Griffin, if you gotta know.
What happened to the fire and brimstone talk I got as a child? The whole thought process she's having at this moment.
You raise the siblings and then you spoil the nieces and nephews.
Oh my god. Griffin, I'm gonna need a scared straight approach with this child, and I don't know how to do it.
Straight jacket, got it.
No. Fine. Crap's going on. Okay. He's like thinking over to Kai. Okay, Kai. We're going to this is the rule from now on. There's a rule, okay? I have to go get things done now, okay? Mommy has to go get her day started. So I'm gonna need you to not sneak out, not be places you shouldn't be, because there will literally be people who will eat you alive today, okay?
Yeah, it wouldn't be good, especially because one hand looks like a crab claw. Is it stuck like this?
I want you to stay where you're told. I don't need one of you disappearing and then having advantage. Do you understand me? You know better.
Okay.
Think of it like when the dragons were around, we had to keep you away from the dragons, remember? I understand you can talk to them. I understand you can. But I need you to do me a big favor and not get eaten by a vampire today.
There's vampires?
Mm-hmm.
Like Count Chocula?
Look at you just the thought process she's having. No, not like Count Chocula. You remember how the big spider will sometimes eat the bad people?
Yes.
I want you to think of these as possible bad people, which is why the spider is turns toward us today. Because there are large rats coming in, and we don't need anybody messing with our space already. And the ropers are already armed. I don't remember if you remember what we did yesterday where we armed the ropers. We armed them for a very specific reason, because I am not going to lose them to vampires. So.
Possible bad people.
Possible bad people.
Like that one dwarf guy that you blowed up?
Like Voldemort. without a nose.
These guys don't have noses either?
They have noses, but they're as evil as Voldemort when he didn't have it.
If I didn't have a nose, I'd be evil too.
Okay, I need you to go get ready. Nice outfits, not the scruffy ones.
What about my hands?
Where's Auntie Farah?
Gotta go to her.
Yes, you gotta go to Grammy Farah and go get your hands undone. And Auntie Farah would actually be different.
It's gonna be embarrassing because she's gonna yell at me.
Yeah. Because caustic chemicals are dangerous.
What's caustic?
And I've told you that. It means it could possibly burn off your hands and arms. And cause rashes.
Rashes?
That's what the word... Well, it's kind of like just dangerous, and kind of technically caustic can mean dangerous.
Plotting face just kind of very obviously appears on his eyebrows.
I understand your papa, and you have an understanding, but this is not the day or the time. Do not prank today.
But what?
Remember, I'm going to remind
No
you
pranking the Voldemorts?
No pranking the Voldemorts. I told you everybody yesterday.
But if they don't have noses, then they're not gonna know if there's poo on their shoes.
No pranking today. That was the rule. Remember, we had an entire discussion with the entire group of kids that there will be no pranking today. I mean it.
Okay, no pranking today.
While they're here.
No pranking while they're here. Okay.
This doesn't mean leave them something in their suitcase, because I don't need an entire world blowing up because you decided that you were going to do that. I don't want to go to war with someone because somebody put poop in somebody's suitcase.
Meanwhile, there's a movie plot just starting to play in this kid's mind, and so started the poop war. It was a terrible conflict that lasted.
Shit wars. And it was just like, this is not the time. If you want to lose privileges with the snail, you will literally do what you're thinking about doing. But if you don't want to lose privileges, you will behave.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'll be good.
That goes for the rest of your siblings. You have to remind them that you're one of the bigger brothers now.
Okay.
Everybody else is too.
Okay.
Thank you. Kisses him on the forehead. Now go.
And he runs off trying to... As he goes to grab the doorknob, it's awkward because his hands are stuck together. Just...
Angel's already halfway dressed, pulling on her corset, just tying everything.
I feel like you're doing more negotiating with your children than you are delegates, so this should be a breeze.
Nicodemus.
Yeah.
I'm going to greet that child that I saved, and then I'm going to work. I've got things to do. And she looks at him and she kisses him on the forehead. Don't show up until halfway through. You know the rules.
Rules are meant to be pushed.
Not those rules. Not when the delegates want to already eat you and devour you, considering you're their ticket.
I would love to see them try. In my own home, no less.
I would have tried. Orphan would have tried. But if they try to do anything, they're gonna get burned. And it's radiant fire, so they'd be dead. That's the reason Ezekrin has a separate basement. As Angel literally walks her happy butt downstairs to greet the troop. Oh, I got them set up in a space. Everything's done. Looks over at Griffin. I need everybody on their best behavior today.
First person running over to greet you, now whopping 2 years older at a stark age of, I believe, now 13. If I'm remembering my 15. She was 13 when it started. Good to know.
Nope. You might be right. It might be 13.
13.
That's right about right.
Okay. Either way, you see a short, purplish blue skinned, one-armed tiefling run up to you.
Hi.
Longer hair than previous, running down the back of her head, braided down to a near regal point. It seems she made a point of wanting to be presentable. And she is very, very well dressed in what basically approximates, a theater troupe's mock-up of a noblewoman's gown.
You look cute. He gives her a big hug. Oh, you're so big! And everybody's taller than me anyways, so that wasn't gonna change.
And one thing that you note where the stub for the arm is, it's sitting in a sling that is wreathed in golden flowers. It's been a while.
You haven't been to Marquest yet.
Actually, I have.
The arm didn't fix itself completely?
Some people with injuries go there. Sometimes the injuries don't get fixed, and other things get stronger.
It's gotta be a choice thing.
Some of it is. It's like a little internal whisper, kind of.
The tree talks to everyone.
Tree's weird.
Tree's nice, actually.
I tried to my mom tried to convince it to let us build a stage around it and make it a centerpiece.
No, she was not gonna do that. That's a dragon saying no. No.
Yeah.
No. But I did make you a stage area to perform tonight. I did tell your mother that there are vampires going to be served tonight. I want you to stay as far away from them as possible.
Yeah, it's a little late for that. We kind of caught them at the gate when we walked in.
We can see Angel's face, so it's turned almost murderous at this point.
A lot of them were a little confused eyeing us all up because we were arguably overdressed in kind of a wrong way to be in the place that we are. But that's just kind of how we work, you know? More regal looking one was looking a little confused at my sling.
Yeah, he would. I just want you to stay safe, please. And you and your family too. I will see you this afternoon for performance discussions.
Yeah.
And but I have to deal with them first. I just wanted to make sure I gave you a hug first, and your mom, and you can see Angel's fury just run across her face.
Zana Felmont quickly hugs you. Tighter hug than you remember. It seems, and you can even feel it, her muscles, at least what remain out of the, limb missing and all that, have grown in the 2 years that they've been out and about. Seems despite the lack of a limb, she refuses to kind of take sort of a side seat when it comes to most likely building stages and everything else.
If you want to go and spend some time around more plants, the gardens are in that middle hallway where the giant overhanging glass is.
I'll think about it.
Are you friends with any clerics?
Quite a few, actually.
Okay, because each of us got a little something out of when we went there, and I'm seeing things.
What kind of things?
Sporadic visions. They've interrupted some shows.
We have an optometrist that lives here inside the castle. You
Yeah,
want to see
they're
him?
I mean, my, favorite father figure, Peter, he says they're kind of prophetic because the last few times I had them, we've actually been able to avoid getting robbed. So,
Did any of them happen before you came here?
one or two. Still haven't quite gone through and thought about what they mean yet, so I'm gonna take some time to figure that out after I rest my feet, because
I would go and sit at the bar and talk to Farah and...
a little young for a bar.
You
Maybe a
can sit at
tiefling,
the
but I'm a
bar.
responsible tiefling. Responsible
Yes, but
13-year-old tiefling.
We did make a shorter bar for the kids.
I'm not
Cocoa and
short. Don't you dare.
I had to make it shorter for them. Not for you. Just telling you.
Taller than you.
I know.
We're not.
My whole point. I get that, but if you go down there, there's like a hot chocolate area where there's a little bit more of a kiddish area, and you can have something a little bit more your age. But I would tap the large turtle on the shoulder or the minotaur on the shoulder, and they might be able to help you see your image again. Especially the tall minotaur, he might be actually able to help.
Oh
you
no, I can see
decide.
just fine. It's just visions will come in and out.
To see the visions again, so they can repeat. So you can.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
She has an ability to see that. That's his ability.
Yeah.
But as far as clerics go, I do have a psychiatrist in the house at the moment. He's also a cleric. I think I have one of my uncles is currently in the house right now, and he is also a cleric. But they're down.
You don't need to go over the
infirmary.
full list with me. Just a simple yes, you have clerics is good enough. Like, I know you're gonna be busy.
Yes. The infirmary is downstairs. You'll be able. There's a lot of signage. Probably in about 60 different languages. And if you touch the wall, she touches the wall and you can see the scales kind of move. My grandmother will lead you wherever you will need to go or you want to go.
Oh, question. One of the smaller plays we're gonna do, slightly inspired by the demon incident in Green Eye Crossing, and
That's fine.
my mom kind of wanted to play you, but she's wondering if you have the outfit you were wearing back then, so that she can make something more appropriate for her size.
She pulls out the dress that she has, the exact one, which self-cleans itself. Here you go.
Great. Cool.
There's still a hole in it though, but I still haven't been able to build it in with flowers, but...
I think that was when you got bit, right?
Yeah, that went straight through my lungs.
Okay, we'll make a peel away or something. Umber's gonna go ahead and play the monkey demon.
Okay.
Which makes sense. He eats a lot, so him biting down on my mom makes sense too. Don't read into that. That is not what you think.
I would offer my Planetar to help you out with that, considering she's so big and she's about 2, and she's crawling now. But
Umber's
I don't know if she would
plenty big enough.
She would be very good for cooking. Okay.
Umber's big enough. If you recall, Umber was the Goliath member of that particular
group.
Which reminds me, she thinks over to Nicodemus, I want the Planetar in the room with me.
Okay.
Okay. I have Lucian who's gonna be there. I have... Ooh.
Okay, and with that set up, at least, well, set up, that I believe solidly crosses the 30-minute mark, which means, at least as far as intent goes, a full day is not probably meant to pass during this session, so that we can, of course, pick up with that next session and continue forward.
If we get to a stopping point on the other one, can we go back?
Sure, absolutely.
Okay. I would really like to handle that asshole. That's what I wanted to handle, Joe. I wanted to handle the asshole. Handle the asshole.
I asked you which one you wanted to start with, so I ran with it.
Okay. You're gonna have to give me 15 minutes.
Okay. Probably figuring out family stuff, I'm sure. Alright, but I guess then for the moment, while Violet is T-posing and we return to the Abyss.
Alright.
Goddamn. Hate when it does that every time.
All of you are currently still within the sort of enlarged Amethyst Geode. Getting ready to, I guess, make your way toward the realm of a million eyes. The layer of the Abyss, widely considered, well, violent. I mean, every layer of the Abyss is considered that. It's just this is known for a lot of almost self-cannibalization for the inhabitants of it. So. As you all, especially now, take a moment and take some time to awaken within this Amethyst Geode and get your bearings, especially in light of many dreams that you were all visited with.
Mm-hmm.
What do you all choose to do?
So, Venestra.
Yeah, my phone keeps doing the thing.
Oh,
All good.
she's back. She's back.
So,
Back.
Venestra, you tell me that I need to catch the updrafts and use those to my advantage, or else I'll get tired.
No, you guys gotta learn to fly.
What do I do with the wings when I'm not using them?
You just dispel them. Your Avery say.
They're kind of fucking attached to him. They're not spectral wings like yours.
Well, mine are attached to me too.
Spectrally, not physically.
Yeah, physically. This is revelation in flesh that lets me do it.
Violet at
With
this point is fine. She's like, what?
With Venestra instructing him to use them like his arms and put them just at his side, you just see this most awkward looking, like the wings are down at his side, like, and then folded outward away from his feet as they hit the ground.
Like a train, bridal train.
Yeah.
Bridal train.
This doesn't feel right. He turns around and knocks a bunch of other stuff over.
Piccolo, please show the man how to put his wings away.
Hold them into their comfortable resting position.
Violet does know how to fold them into a cloak.
Doesn't Piccolo have wings? Right? That's right. Right?
Big Mercury-like wings right now. He also knows how to fly.
Okay, so it's like, Piccolo, please show the poor man how to fold his wings.
You know, like how when a stone person is just like observing how their joints work, you see that with the wing. It's just like,
Mm.
hmm.
Joe?
Yes. I'm still here.
Piper has asked Piccolo to teach the poor Warforged how to fold his wings. Because he had to work on that for a while.
Okay, right. So you want to know how to fold your wings.
Violet's been doing this for today already.
First of all, you got to really feel them out. First of all, you got to figure out how to stretch them out, right? Like they're a set of arms.
Piper's just like, oh my god.
Okay. Now, feel how every kind of like band in those wings seems to move almost like a finger. I want you to go ahead and try that. Yeah. Now, I want you to go ahead and try and at the same time is like pulling in your elbow on that extra arm, kind of slowly closing your hand. And trying to do that like behind yourself with that shoulder.
I was about to hurt myself in real life.
Don't do that in real life.
I was like,
Human anatomy doesn't fucking work for that, my guy.
so he gets the one wing, the other one's still outstretched, and one wing is folded back.
Right, now do it with the other one.
It takes a little longer because he's like focusing on the one he's already got, making sure it doesn't stick back out.
Now, just to get used to that movement, I want you to do this back and forth. Try and do it a little faster each time. If it like gets locked up or hurts, stop, give yourself a rest. Keep trying to do it, and then eventually I want you to try and do both at the same time. That makes sense.
This is strange. I'm not used to having tendons.
I mean, they look more like cables on you, to be fair. As he plucks one.
I have a question, Joe. Is Violet having a hard time learning this, or is she just picking it up because basically her brain is now to one person now?
The dragon brain part is helping.
Well, I rolled a
They're
natural
actually
20.
like bird wings.
I rolled a natural 20, DM. So my question is, where I'm
that's
at.
why I had Piccolo help, because Piccolo has bird wings, not that.
These are like organic wings sprouting out of a robot. It's weird.
Well, Violet actually liked the feathery wings, so Violet's got feathery wings right now.
Metal is the new flesh.
But they're a little bit more scaly than feathers. They're like feathers made with scales at the moment because she doesn't understand how to make that.
So you see them quiver a little bit as he's trying to do the exercise. He's trying to slowly spread them out again, and then it's just like it's like a spring being released, and all of a sudden they just, if anyone's nearby, they just get hit with them.
If your wingspan lasts more than 4 hours, contact your nearest cleric.
And he falls down.
Hey, don't. That's not my job. That is my uncle's job, because no.
Those commercials finally make sense.
I'm sure you'll get it. Now, the next guy, the guy with the weird fleshy brain stuff wings. You're... I want to say Amy, you're weirdly...
Avery.
You've gotten in between his face.
What?
Avery, you said?
Yes.
Okay. Avery.
I apologize, he sucks with names.
It's alright. Now, just to be upfront, I already know how to fly and use my wings.
Okay,
just
well, show
haven't
me,
stretched
Anatoly.
them in a while. Alright. Do I have to roll? I don't feel like this has to be a roll.
Given that you've already kind of figured it out, it doesn't.
Yeah, like, I already knew how to do this. I just made the mistake of rolling for it last time. I don't want to repeat that mistake. So I go and flap and circle around a little bit and for landing, folding. Well, I say folding, but in reality, what it looks like is just reverse growing. It's like they kind of melt almost and just suck back into my body.
Gross. Righteous. Okay, who else?
How high is the ceiling in this place?
It'd be pretty big considering it's an adult dragon.
How much it
Adult
has
dragon
stretched
could
out,
up
it has done so in pretty much all directions, so it is also 1/8 of a mile high. It is fairly tall in here.
1/8 of a mile high?
Yeah.
Oof.
Are there like crystalline or rocky walls, like climbable walls?
There, sort of, there's pillars, there's stalactites and formations that seem to have gotten overgrown with, crystalline structures. It is all in all
Grandpa
cavernous.
wants to climb.
Absolutely. Athletics.
Avery
Oh.
has adopted what's his name's face, the surfer dude, and
Piccolo?
yeah,
That's a natural
Piccolo's
one.
face.
Oh boy.
He's
So,
just, like,
on the subject
he's
of your wings getting
practicing-
in the way, in trying to stretch them out and trying to work how they move, you've managed to get them in front of yourself, and now they've kind of cramped up, where it's almost like you've got a got a stopper bar in front of you that goes just past your arm reach.
Fuck.
It's really, really weird to hear this metal man cuss. He hasn't cussed yet.
Yes, please.
I'm sorry, just headcanon. It's all coming out as sensor bleeps because he's a machine.
R2D2.
I cuss in binary.
Yeah.
Is there an outcropping that looks standable that's like, I don't know, within a Misty Steps distance above me?
Piper, what is on
there's
fire?
a number of sort of shelves in here.
I want to Misty Step up to one.
Easy
Don't
enough to
worry.
do.
It's nothing bad. Promise you.
Okay.
It's
So I'm like,
not
what, 25 feet off the
bad.
floor?
Roughly.
I'm going to spread the wings slowly, like give them little test flaps, and I'm going to jump.
There we go.
Okay, go
See-
ahead and give me a dexterity check.
Oh. 17.
17. The verticality and the height is actually helping you a little bit, and you do manage to at least glide. With that mode of success, we're going to go ahead and move forward while you're actually starting to get into a bit of a groove. We're going to move on to Avery and kind of what he's experimenting with.
Real quick, Vanessa
As you
said, once you lot are done practicing with your wings, shall we return to dealing with the incubus?
Certainly.
I second that motion.
As focus shifts over to Avery, you come. He's got Piccolo's face, and he's just reciting, "Righteous, righteous."
Is it still Violet's body? You never said if you turned back to Avery's body.
I think he did. I think he
No,
did.
he did not. He will.
He did.
Violet's
Yeah,
body,
he's still
Piccolo's
in
face, righteous.
That's why. That's
Yeah.
what I'm just sitting here, just
Yeah.
eating. I'm like,
Yeah, then yeah. If I didn't say he did, then yeah, he's still using Violet's body.
Violet's just sitting there
With
like,
Piccolo's face. Righteous.
Skyrim dialogue soundbite. What in oblivion is that?
looks over at Halcyon. He looks over at Avery.
I feel like I'm gonna have a stroke.
That's true. As he sees people focusing on him though, he does shift back to their normal body. What's going on?
Violet has already been practicing flying for a little bit and enjoying the fact that she rolled a natural 20.
Piper's getting stuff ready for literally burning down an entire layer of the abyss.
But Violet is going to basically donate the fact that she has figured this out to Xanon and Vanessa. Considering she's been watching their wings for so long, she's like, I want wings. I really want wings. Like the whole time down here, she's like, I wish I had wings. I wish I could fly. I'm a dog, but I wish I could fly. Dogs want to fly, like other than doing the full arm jump and then like floating in the air and then falling.
Reasonably, you can make a dog fly if the dog's small enough and you can throw hard enough.
Oh, no. You should have seen the one thing that was my favorite thing about Teddy is we had this old,
Nestor says, Violet, do you want to try some more turbulent weather practice?
Turbulence.
His face shifts back. Righteous.
Violet looks over at Avery.
What? It's fun, bro.
No. It's actually, look, it's a solid point. Hey, Violet. Wings out. Any cast gust on you.
I'm gonna have to roll to see if she actually gets taken up by the gust. Hold on.
Strength save.
Can I give him a mental high five? Is that I don't know what that means, but again, is that something I can do?
That is a natural 20, so I'm guessing she doesn't move.
You plant your fucking feet.
Was something supposed to happen? Like, Violet's like, was something supposed to happen? Was something meant to happen? It was a nice breeze, but...
Plant your feet in the air.
Yes.
I mean, look. Wait, how extreme of a weather event are we talking?
Yep.
Because I've got options. All I'm saying is crystals all over this place. It's highly conductive. I could make a lightning storm in here.
I don't think that would be a good option. And I don't think it's a great option in here. Because I don't need that lightning transferring over to where the beholders are. And screwing up our chances.
Being under fire from enemies.
Oh.
See.
Grandpa, gliding onto his stomach on the ground, not knowing how to put the landing gear down, is going to go and talk to Z for a little bit, and then just kind of sit down and crisscross applesauce while conversing with her mentally, and start to cast Find Supreme Steed.
Okay.
Oh, ow.
You good?
Could you not, little ass? Oh, the baby, you're just being a dick.
The child doing karate moves inside of your body?
Speed bag punch in my cervix.
But if speed bag shaped, why cervix?
Hyper is just gonna look for where her stepmother is on the stupid layer of the abyss.
Okay. Let me pull up that document real quick.
Nestor, I'm reporting you for violent and gory content.
I'm letting you know that Violet's looking over at everyone's just like, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. I don't know what they mean by heavy weather conditions. I don't. Other than the lightning storm.
You did mention enemies under fire, right? Firebolt.
Piccolo, I will send you home.
What are you rolling for?
Firebolt is a to hit spell.
Can I order a dexterity saving throw? Or is it just instantaneous?
It's instantaneous and it's a natural 20. I'm sorry. Thematically, that was supposed to miss, but it's...
I'm going to see if Violet decides to rage on him.
Piper will let you.
I definitely decided to rage.
Would like to rage.
I would like to rage. Oh, we're going to rage. She looks over Piccolo. Can you please not disturb the beholders? And she basically takes one of his wings, picks him up, and very gently
ow. Okay.
with him in her teeth. Please.
This is actually kind of... Hey, Piper.
I will send you home if you keep doing stupid shit.
Normal request.
What?
Later on, when, like, nobody's looking, could you try, like, biting my wings later?
I'm letting you know at this point, Violet is disgusted and fully drops him.
No. He's got a point. You're Avery going.
If you behave, maybe.
Oh my.
Next time she looks over, she whispers behind him, and still enraged, in beast form, in the dog form, looking at him and goes, next time we get to the material plane, I'm giving your daughter's chocolate.
What now?
I'm
You
giving your
wouldn't
daughter's
dare.
chocolate. I would.
Oh, giving Ren chocolate? Eh.
Yes. All of the kids, I'm going to give them chocolate. She says, basically, Violet says, I'm going to give all of your children chocolate.
We're
And
not
I'm
pulling
going
the
to
cork on that
refuse-
alchemist fire.
Oh,
Hey,
have literal fire.
prop work, awesome. You get a D6 inspiration die.
I'm just letting you know.
Yay!
You can see her just basically gritting her teeth the entire time, trying to not go full anger.
Now. Can I use calm emotions to avoid trouble here?
By all means, make the saving throw, and while that chaos is going on, what are what are Xanon and Ravik doing?
Wrong character.
Calm emotions. Is there?
I would
a
assume that we would continue training with Nestra.
Charisma 18.
All right, how is that going? What are you guys training in specifically at the moment?
We're gonna stop that for now, because it's a little smoky in here. I don't need to set off alarms.
I believe it
Every
was...
syllable that came out of you, Megan, just completely glitched out.
I didn't hear anything.
Every syllable of your statement just didn't.
I'm trying to eat, Joe. We're having this conversation. I'm trying to eat.
Okay. There was just something that you said that turned into garbled glitch speak.
I said that last week we weren't even told what y'all were training last week. And we asked multiple times what y'all was training last week.
Okay, Eldritch Blast and Charisma via weapons.
Oh yeah, Eldritch Blast and Agonizing Blast. I think that was...
Okay. So, with this, that would be... For training that cantrip, a couple of routes. You can train explicitly the spell, or you can train a route to gain it through, I believe it's going to be Eldritch Adept.
I think it was Eldritch Adept.
Alright, I'm going to go for Eldritch Adept, and then...
Let me look it up.
Yeah, Eldritch Blast plus Charisma, I believe that's Agonizing Blast, specifically as the Eldritch feat.
Yeah, Eldritch Adept. You learn one invocation.
Yep. Okay, Agonizing Blast is the invocation. Alright, cool. So, this type of training is a little bit weird because... actually, clarifying question. Does Xanon already have access to Eldritch Blast as a spell? And if not, that's going to change how this training works.
I
I don't have it, but I think I would be able to pick it.
Okay. So, because it's
on
not
the sorcerer spell list, right?
that one, I don't think it is normally. So, because of that being the case, and this then being something that you are learning explicitly from a warlock, it's going to change how the training works. Usually, training will take place over 5 in-game days. Since you are training with another player character, it turns to 3.
You trained for 1 already.
Yes.
Here we go.
This is going to be essentially Venestra imparting eldritch knowledge onto you, and you basically trying to handle it without necessarily the benefit of a higher being sort of acting as a filter for that knowledge. So, I'm going to have Venestra go ahead and do charisma checks as the training roll, and I'm going to have you do charisma saves as the trainee roll.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Plus your spellcasting bonus in this case, Venestra, since you are specifically trying to teach him a spell. And since you were both charisma casters, the DC is lowered for this. If I am correct. Or, am I correct? Are you both charisma casters, or if you're not, that's a little...
I am.
Okay. Yeah, that lowers the DC.
Rick, your kitty is demanding your...
Natural
Venestra
20.
says natural 20.
Okay. So, Venestra's lesson on this, incredible. Now for the saving throw, which is not only your listening skills, but your ability to take in this knowledge without having to roll on the madness table.
That's okay. Charisma save. No, natural 20 for a 32.
Okay. Cool. Awesome. So Venestra filled the pool and you took to it like a duck to water. Very, very well done. The lesson's going smoothly. You both are very much understanding the principles of the spell casting and how it all works. And Venestra, especially, you are being very cautious and very careful about how to impart this knowledge in a way that it doesn't start to crack his psyche. And just as well, it seems, Zen, and you are doing fairly well at taking in this knowledge and being able to sort of present coping mechanisms even while listening to it, just to avoid it becoming something dangerous in your mind.
Sounds great.
Stellar. All right, that is step 1 absolutely complete for you guys, or step 2 technically. One more day of that to go, and it may just work.
So I've learned part of fly. So that means how many checks do I need? So they were training me while we were walking. So
Oh,
do I
flight
need to roll it
training.
again?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, so...
So, because it's 5 checks usually for physical stuff. So
Yeah.
would it be 5 checks?
Yeah, I think...
It would be dexterity or like athletics or...
Yeah, since you guys are both kind of training in this, and I will say since Piccolo has joined in on the attempts with the flight training, I'd say Venestra can roll, we'll say...
Can I assist as well?
Yeah, we'll say acrobatics with well, sure. Any additional person supplying advantages to this act as an additional +2. So it's going to be... since Avery already knows how to fly as well, we can say that's going to be training acrobatics from the trainer, in this case Venestra, with a +4. And just as well with you guys as trainees with the additional, teachers here are trying to help, it's going to be acrobatics from you guys, in this case, Violet and Grandpa, with acrobatics as well, +4.
24.
Would Grandpa's
Plus
10-minute
4 is
spell be
28.
cast?
In the process of this, yeah, that will have taken place. But for now, we'll just go ahead and go through the training roll. Let's see how that
Okay.
went.
28 with the +4.
28, well done.
This is what kind of roll is this?
It's going to be acrobatics plus an additional +4. Violet. And then V as in Venestra being the trainer roll for acrobatics, with the +4 on top of any additional benefits. Can it be athletics? Yeah.
My athletics is higher than the other one.
If you want to, it's a matter of trying to fly gracefully versus trying to fly powerfully, I suppose, would be the caveat there.
Violet would probably do power before pretty. Not gonna lie.
Why would I need to dance when I
5,
can
right?
flex? +4 on top of your either athletics or acrobatics.
Well, remember, she would have been a dog before, like, a lot of things, so it would literally have been her breaking into things and breaking things before she was gentle and kind with it.
Yep, plus an additional +4, so that would make that athletics 26 for you, Venestra.
Mine's a
So
21.
26, 28, and 21. Solid. All of you guys do pass that DC.
Yeah, we're gonna take the +10 instead of the +6.
Alrighty.
Yeah, so we're gonna make it a 30.
Okay.
Oh no, a 34. Sorry, 34. No,
Okay.
wait. 32. Sorry.
Climbing it higher don't matter. You passed.
I still want to do the right math. Okay.
Okay.
I can't get the math on my computer to work. Period. For it to actually play on my compuder.
But teacher, I got extra credit. It's not raising your GPA. I'm sorry. It doesn't impact your final grade.
I get that. I just don't want to have that beautiful number.
And as you guys continue to walk, and sort of, get training going as you go, just as well you, Grandpa, are resummoning your steed into a new state.
In a higher form.
Yeah. Given the level up.
Violet is going to walk next to Avery.
Stick. Ooh, is it conversation time?
Is still in Violet's body?
The player is lost because he is actively fighting a nap attack.
Oh.
Get up and walk around. That will help.
Narcolepsy, it's easier.
So, you want to build a middleman?
Yeah. In fact, the weirdest thing happened. The gods must be watching out for me, because, and now don't laugh at this, a brain stone, like a working brain made of rock found its way into my room.
Okay.
If only I had a brain. Wait, there's one right here.
I've ever heard. You have to hear. Violet's literally had a lot weirder. So, not the
Venestra
weirdest thing I've
says,
had.
so you have a rock for a brain? No, not necessarily. I acquired a rock brain that will my robot will have a rock for a brain. There's your answer.
I like that. That makes sense.
Piper just like that meme that just like, what are you talking about?
One day.
Yeah, that one.
Ah, okay.
Yes,
Thank you for the
that's it.
clarification, Vanessa.
Yeah, that's the face Piper has. It's just like,
Rock lobster.
I think there's a possibility, considering that they made a robot that had a fleshy tongue that ate things, was able to smell things.
Wait. How can I make a robot with a fleshy tongue?
You might have
You're a
to
neat-
a step
might have-
inside here.
You might have. You heard it when Angel made one. That was a conversation that was had at one point.
Oh.
Oh, that was player saying that. That was player just going, that's a sentence I haven't heard in a while.
You hear a needle scratch as Grandpa just slides into like the frame and like, what?
Yeah, it had a fleshing tongue it could smell and it could eat, and then it became a person. It was great.
As is likely best left not being done, Avery. It often involves twisting people's bodies into machines.
Ting
No.
is more like
No, the
Marquette.
body
It's
was-
gonna be interference.
No. She said there was no Marquette situation. She said it was built in a different space or.
Yes, we built it in Marquette.
Wonder how hard it is to make a robot. Can I have robots for all kinds of things?
Oh yes. Vera makes quite use of those.
Can't wait to meet this Farah person you keep mentioning. She sounds smart.
She's also one of the best chefs I've ever met, and she can make you something that makes everything so much better when you're sad.
You can have robots for handiwork and handiwork when you're sad.
Who said that, Joe? Which one of them said that?
Character said that. Which character?
Was there a
said-
character that said that?
Disembodied
Everyone likes to
narrator.
Shake their hand.
Oh, I
Aw,
was gonna
God
say,
damn it.
was that Piccolo or was that Halcyon? Which one's about to get bitch slapped?
It may have been Wilsoni.
Vanessa,
Bitch slap me, try.
Vanessa,
We're not gonna slap.
I'm letting you know Piper's the one laughing.
Vanessa says, "Aye, some robots also can be used for company." Amira chimed up while looking over her stuff.
Fascinating. I'll keep this in mind.
Well, there was already a soul, and they put the soul inside of the body, and then it became a person. And when this person got his own body, then that robot became a body for another person.
Hold on, I gotta quickly BRB before I say this out loud on stream. Jesus.
Oh no.
I'm scared. I have no mouth yet. I must.
I need.
What Vanessa's saying.
Sorry, I had to say something horrible. Okay.
Vanessa said that's quite disgusting. How did they get someone's soul? Oh, Ramsey, you know the guy that's sitting in my pocket dimension? He had a twin brother.
Taking a nap. Well,
Yeah,
he
twin
kind
brother
of ate his
ghost?
twin.
Yes, a
No,
twin
no.
brother ghost. He was a ghost for a while there. Then we stuck him in the body,
Mm-hmm.
or in the middle body,
Mm-hmm.
because he just kind of haunted his own brother. Kind of funny.
You know what's really funny is he's actually smarter than his brother.
Yes, he is the wizard of the two, so it makes sense.
He writes extensive letters. I've traded correspondence apparently. He's a nice guy. He gave me some etiquette pointers that I didn't have before. We're taking tests on etiquette because I have no. When I kind of
Fair enough. Shall we get going to these beholders, or shall we continue discussing automatons and their many uses?
You know, I'd love both, but I think the latter takes priority.
You mean the former, like the beholders?
Wait, yeah, that's what I meant. I thought it was the
Latter means the last.
Yeah, I know. It
former
means it's like the later one. Yeah, but for some reason my brain honestly thought that she said the other one said the beholder thing later. So, but now I'm looking back and remembering.
There you
Yeah,
go.
you're
There
right.
you go. You're fine. I was just making sure. So, where on my mappy map is my step bitch?
I also want to ask
I
Piper
believe
if
layer
she brought the
560.
thing
Let me
that.
double check.
Did you bring the item that allows us to talk to the Queen Beholder?
Did I?
We were given when we were in this area the last time.
Players like, what? What is this item? And I forgot.
Oh
It
my
was
god.
It was a stone eye stalk.
Hey, yes, I do have that. Okay.
Damn it.
Yes.
Layer 570.
And also,
Vinestra.
God
Yes.
damn it, Vinestra. Why?
I can't look at these things. I'm letting you know I can't look away from the screen. I'm frustrated at this point.
Oh god. I'm back.
Where on the map is the step bitch?
Layer 570. It's going to be a decent bit. Just double checking. Deeper than where you are right now.
It's one layer below us.
Should we
One
start
moment.
digging?
No, Vinestra's using her walk ability. She's walking us there.
And it is actually
We're in the beholder area.
not a layer below you guys. It is.
Yes. So I'm going to remind you from these are the notes I have from last
Well,
season.
from the geode, yes. It's a layer below you. As far as
It's a layer from the layer of the beholder. Okay, I'm going to remind you. The entire layer was the dragon's body was on the opposite end of the layer. The demon's dungeon that had Ren in it was on the opposite end of the layer, and in the middle there was a bunch of beholders making a bunch of noise with a portal that goes down.
Yeah, I'm just double checking the actual layers here to kind of remind myself of the positioning.
Also, where the step bitch is hiding, since apparently she has a hidden bubble somewhere.
Oh yeah, then she's not in.
So we didn't kill her in her own mind. Go back. Hold on.
Probably went to go walk around to keep from falling asleep. Huh.
Okay, looking around for where she seems to be located. It seems to be almost every second on the second, shifting and moving and bouncing around. Where'd Brick go?
He went to go do something, I'm guessing. Probably to walk around to wake himself up a little bit.
Probably.
Can I grab it? Can I grab the thing?
It seems less immediately tangible like the other layers that you were able to grab. It seems more like a flitting, almost spark or visual glitch on like a camera or disc.
Violet, have any ideas of how to nail this little bugger down?
I am partially with this dragon, so maybe. I have a question. If she uses her magic, can Violet stop it from moving?
Which magic would you be trying to use?
It kind of helps, like, Amethyst Dragon search for foreign items. Considering that the Amethyst Dragon that was here.
Okay, you're going to use that
items.
sort of multiversal obsession kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's an option.
Crying. Avery has my crystal shield of scrying.
Yeah, I would treat it a little bit like a scrying roll, and that may basically, it's going to allow you to get sort of a view of the general area of that thing. So depending on the rolls, after whether or not that succeeds, will dictate some other information. So let me go ahead and see here, if you want to go ahead and give that a shot.
So what happened?
Hold on.
Joe's pulling some stuff up.
I'm confused.
You
I think that was
trying?
directed at me.
It was.
Okay.
But to clarify, are you guys more so trying to get back to the realm of a million eyes, or are you trying to get just straight there and skip over the realm of a million eyes?
No, we're going to the beholders because we need them to do a distraction. I'm just kind of, while we're at it, walking there to pin down where Bitch Face McGee is.
Okay.
Why are we handling her first?
Who is this bitch face McGee?
First of all, that was player saying we're handling Bitch. It's just so I
Oh.
know where she's at for now. Not handling her yet. I just want to know where she's at.
I mean, we could handle her.
You see, her first name is actually McGee, and her surname is Bitchface, from the family line of Bitchface.
Venestra asks if we have anything of hers.
Oh, yes.
Oh, you definitely do.
I forgot which one it was. What object it was.
I believe you got...
We have the fingernail left over from what it was.
Yes, you have a claw.
Okay, yes. I'm gonna hand over the fingernail.
What if we give it the imbuement that it has a soul in it, and then we wait for her to just show up? Lay a trap, as it were.
How about we get the beholders to do the distraction we need, then do that.
If we capture her inside the box, then she turns into an immovable object, and then you can literally blow her up with the level that you're about to blow up.
Oh no, I want to tear her apart piece by piece.
Then we get her in the box anyways. While we're in a safe space. Just a thought.
Okay. Also, clarification for Venestra. Is this walk considered just an ability, or is it considered an explicitly magical effect? Considering where you guys are walking toward. Ability.
Okay, good,
Okay.
because if it's magical, you're not going anywhere.
When abilities can be seen as magical, you have to literally look at the reading, Joe.
Yeah, let me go ahead and pull up actually the document then really quick.
Because it is planeswalking, which is technically still a magical ability because you are walking across planes.
I'm aware. Well, let me look at the explicit wording. Because there's... Okay, there we go. That helps, actually. Copy paste. That's good. Dark Road. Do-do-do-do.
Oh, up to 5 companions. Well, that puts a kink in our plans.
That's why some people have been put into extra dimensional spaces to allow it to work.
Oh, okay, cool.
Five companions?
Yeah, so that means Venestra and 5 other people.
I know what it means, just...
That means
Hard to-
everybody's NPCs are in a pocket dimension.
Yeah, right now I'm hand waving it just because you guys have access to pocket dimensions. Um,
Still planeswalking. I'm just confusion.
During your journey, you are safe from hazards and attacks. I'm going to keep that wording specifically in mind here, especially since it is an epic level ability. I'd say for the sake of traversing to a place like this, similar to hyperspace, like in Star Wars, you can bypass fucking asteroid fields and shit.
Okay.
That kind of thing.
My question, GM, is, and this is what I wanted to question Piper, and this is what Violet wants to ask. Do you want to, while we're at the edge of this purple space, before we decide to walk some more out of it, do you want to literally put the nail down, wait till she shows up with her door, and put her inside the box?
Or I guess I was just wondering where she was at so we could get her later, but I was thinking.
But I mean, if you torture her, we would get more information.
True.
Torture?
Oh yes. A woman like this with that much evil. Oh yes. She's not a very nice lady. Not at all. She decided that because she couldn't damage Piper, that she was going to take over the entire hero family and basically screw her life over.
That is a good point. There is Hunter's sense. That's something that Venestra has access to try and lock down the actual direction and location of wherever this pocket dimension is.
Why do we want to walk into her domain?
Make her come to us. Probably be a better idea.
She's going to want it. We left one soul in it.
True.
And it's the only way she can actually use her magic.
True.
Venestra says we don't want to walk into her domain, just learn where she is.
That was the whole point of trying to look through the book, from what I gathered.
It keeps going.
Yes, but if we can't pin it down, if it keeps moving, why not put something on the ground, wait like we're waiting for a mouse to come in and please?
You can't pin it down visually in the book, but there's some other options being offered here.
But, maybe I'm just completely out of my depth here. It's not like we've done hunting before.
You are... okay.
It's a good idea, because we do need her to know where we want to send the beholders for the distraction. And where the best place for me to drop this little guy, pulls out the vial, to do mass devastation.
I understand having a lot of combat, and I would love to fight things here. But I would like to at least know where we're going. Because we're walking into a trap. It's not necessarily going to not be a trap. He knows we're coming. He knew that Piper was coming years ago. He's probably had some time to prepare. It's not going to be a surprise. We came into this world knowing that. Their preparation age already happened, apparently. Whatever Griffin talks about it.
Yes, I agree. Demons are hemorrhoids. What? It's a different kind of blood war, Megan. What are we talking about here?
No, that's probably what a Griffin would have said. There's something about preparation age involved. She's like, I don't understand it, but that's probably what Griffin would say at this point. I don't know what that is, but
Okay.
apparently he talks about it.
On that weird side note, I apologize for the awkwardness of where I'm placing this. We're hitting the BRB. because my body suddenly decided to. Be right back.
How are we going to summon her, says Vanestra.
Okay. Get off the BRB, my guy.
We're getting there.
Okay.
Sorry about, well, at least for those watching this live, the extended BRB. For those watching the edited VOD, it will have been maybe 12 seconds. Yeah. How do you guys want to attempt to summon?
Has all of the talk of torture been out loud?
Yeah.
Like, or is that over the table?
I mean, torturing a demon, to be fair, but that's also been pretty out loud.
Mm-hmm. She has made it clear it's a literal succubus we are talking about.
Yeah. I'm all for killing, destroying, eviscerating. Atomizing? That's a good word, right?
Yes, is the phone word. If you don't want to participate in the torture, that's fine. You don't have to.
I have ways of making things talk.
It's not the point.
What, Megan?
Angel, we can't hear you.
It's not the only point. It's not the only point.
There we go. Cool. How should we do this? Because she hasn't pulled the nail out yet, because she's just like, I don't want to pull it out, and then she suddenly poof.
So you're pulling a
Not
body
yet.
part out of a bag, and
Not yet.
that will make her appear? No, I'm game planning.
Well,
So
it's
y'all are gonna.
debate, but I don't want to pull it out just yet till we have the game plan.
I get that, but I'm just game planning.
Yeah.
So you're gonna pull a thing out of a bag, and it's gonna make the enemy appear in front of us.
It's probably the best safe bet.
How far have we gotten? Are we doing this walk thing?
I don't know
You
if we're
guys
doing
are.
the walk thing. I'm so confused what we're doing right now.
That was
We've-
explicitly mentioned that the walk had begun.
So where are we, per se?
Well, why are we walking?
Toward, at least explicitly, a viable location in the realm of a million eyes. Since you guys
we
are
weren't walking yet, says Vanessa. We were
Oh,
going
okay.
to.
We're
going to. Okay,
walk.
so you're still in the
So this is where
In the
we're gonna
rock
do it.
place.
It's right here, right?
It's safe here. The water's clear. We can conduct electricity all over the place and basically shock her to death if we wanted to.
Amber says she wanted to do the succubus.
Yes, because we do need that
It
information,
is
because we need to know
Piper's.
where to send the beholders.
I'm not, and this is where Violet says, I'm not really the one in decision. Okay, I can't, no, you can't hear me because it's not popping up on my screen. Is it popping up on y'all's?
I can
Yeah,
hear
we
you.
can hear you.
Alright, so I'm going to say this very clearly. I know that we may all die this evening. If we don't have any type of information, we may all die. So I prefer if we actually had some type of plan. And
What?
Well, how about this for a piece of a plan?
Well,
I can
let's wait
make
for Meg
That
to
plan is
come
in
back.
pieces since she crashed out. And it's gone.
Yeah, she was about to say something and then it went. Ba-doom. Megan?
Welcome back.
Again,
There you go.
going to kill Discord.
I can summon an angel and my mount.
I prefer for you not to summon angels into this space.
I'm not gonna feel too comfy already. Piper's just looking over at Piccolo, who's probably scratching.
How do
That's
succubus? How do succubus attack people?
They take your soul out of your body by killing you in the media. It's kind of the whole goal. Is to
Technically
kill
an
you and eat
angel.
it. Technically, when you bring them into any type of demon plane or fiend plane, they end up feeling like their skin's on fire.
DM,
That's
do I feel like my
uncomfortable.
skin's on fire?
Nestra says, "Focus. What is the plan?"
You
And
have felt this. Among the many new sensations that you kind of felt since you've changed, there has been this sort of subtle itch. It's been getting a
Does
little
it,
more
like-
severe as time's gone on.
Does it mechanically affect me?
It's mostly a narrative trait.
Okay.
so,
So if I summon this celestial, it doesn't stay here forever. It stays here for it felt like less than maybe an hour last time I did it. And it does whatever I ask it to do.
For the most part, yeah.
It's an ally that's pretty good at killing fiends.
I don't want them to be pretty good at killing fiends. The whole thing is that I know that she looks over at the awesome robot. It would be great, but this is Piper's call. If she wants to do that, that's fine with her. But this is her call and her situation and her fight that she's been wanting to have. This is her decision. This is her moment. Let her have her moment.
I'm not trying to force anything on anyone. I am making suggestions for a plan, part of a plan. And he looks at Piper and he says, I just need to know I can't do it mid-conflict.
yes, I am aware.
It would have-
I'd rather not bring Celestials here, because I'm guessing Piccolo in the background is just trying to subtly hide that he's itching, but is massively failing at it.
Itching a little.
Just
Mhm.
because they'll be uncomfortable?
He's only half Celestial in this form.
I'm
Okay, so-
100%.
On the
I
torture
have-
note, there is a catharsis aspect to it, to dealing with this bitch.
Oh yes.
Oh yes.
Oh,
How do the
yes.
succubi find victims?
Well,
Take that-
They seduce.
depend- Yes, but it also depends on what they like to do. What this one did was weasel its way into my family, took over the family medical clinic, turned it into a birthing clinic, so that way she could get a whole bunch of people to come give birth. And a
Literally.
majority of the time, it was single women who would come by themselves, so she would kill them.
Not just
She
you could.
had a weird ass fucking MO.
So can I ask you, just for clarification, the reason you don't want an extra piece on our board is because that piece will feel uncomfortable.
I do want to point this out. If Hyper is trying to do this without causing too much waves, I don't think she wants to piss up another god, considering they're not going to help her. They might smite her.
Yes. I am on thin waters with one. Piper's just like, the fake god is staring at me.
DM, I'm confused. Can you help me understand I must be missing something. Summoning a celestial for me is just like summoning like a servant.
Yeah.
It has the celestial creature type. It's not. What are they trying to tell me that I'm not understanding?
So the thing that they're immediately concerned about, at least as far as pissing off a god, as far as summoning a celestial is concerned, they're concerned that that may, of course, impose smite or negative influence later on for having summoned a pure creature into a very impure plane of existence. However, on the flip side as well, something that they're, I guess, trying to hint at, if you remember correctly, the last time you summoned your mount onto the Oblivion plane, basically the one that was the backrooms,
that summoning moment did act very much like a gigantic beacon when it happened. So it might draw attention.
We don't want to draw
Okay.
too much attention. We just want the attention of one, not everything in the plane or the layer.
So I've already, when I resummoned the mount just this session, did it do that again?
It
Or was
did.
it specifically the Celestial?
It very heavily lit up the space of the sort of massive geode that you were in. As far as whether or not that's safe inside of here, you're uncertain, but it did very heavily light up the area. Similar to the sort of flash of light that acted more like a beacon in the other place.
Okay, so I would have seen that, and I would have, my character-wise, I would understand what they're talking about.
Yeah, sorry for not retroactively bringing that up at the time. Again, my brain it's on the floor somewhere over here. It grew legs and it started walking out. I'm not sure where it went. There's been an intellect bar in my skull this whole time.
I get you. I just felt like I was out of context.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
I haven't been
Violet,
Joe in like
Piper.
3 years. I've actually been us.
Okay.
Hello, us.
First of all,
I'm
no.
me.
Second of all, Vanestra says, Violet, Piper, what is you two's plan? Well,
Lay a trap like you're waiting for something to come eat.
we should probably do it at the entrance of the geode because I don't want her in here.
We're
You can use
leaving
me as
the
bait.
What, Megan?
We're leaving this space. It wouldn't matter, would it? We've got the entire skeletal structure. We don't need to stay.
True. I thought we were trying to trap her in a safer location than, in the middle of all the beholders.
Well, my thought was us doing it in the center of this space would also allow your husband to create the lightning storm that he discussed earlier.
Correct. You have a point. Okay, then.
Oh, you guys want to weaponize that? Okay, cool. I should have kept my trap shut.
No, that sounds like Piccolo. Just reveals his hand because he doesn't realize we're playing poker.
I wonder if I'll have to do it. It's using Discord.
No, I'd prefer there not be a massive lightning storm while we're fighting.
Not be?
Quoth the Vanestra.
As Benestra, yeah, sorry.
Both the Vanestra, nevermore.
You can use me as bait if you like.
No, soul isn't the issue.
No, I am not stealing your soul out of your body as a bait trap. No, we already got one.
My soul will be fine.
No, Piper's just like, no sacrificing yourself. You're not allowed to be a sacrifice.
Worst case scenario, I tell you to flip a coin, and whether you land heads or tails depends on whether you come back as an incubus or a succubus.
Yeah, please God, no. No, thank you. So just put.
I'm also going to point out this. However, when have ever our plans ever gone actual normally?
Valid point. So just pull this thing out, stick it in the center room, back up a little bit.
Usually. I don't want her to be able to summon it, so we might want to actually tie it to me.
Did we discuss healing magic not working here?
Healing magic works. Resting for healing does not.
Well then, shall we go summon her then and capture her, beat her up, and cease this delay? Yes. I'm gonna go stick the fingernail or the claw in the middle of the room. And back up a little bit.
I am going to... Violet's actually going to play the bait. I think I should play bait.
Oh yeah, hold the thing. Be like, hey.
She opens one of the orbs on the side of the collar. Put it in there.
Just literally what she does. Just blink.
Violet looks over at Halcyon and then gets really comfortable in dog form. And just lays down and starts to relax and sleep.
Okay, so you guys are trying to effectively lay out a trap.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And that's what you guys are doing actively now?
Yes.
Cool. So, Piper, since you're the one who's actively attempting the quote-unquote summon here,
Mm-hmm.
I want you to roll me a percentile.
Oh yeah. Hold on, Hodor. Hold the door.
Your former stepmother is not necessarily a fool. So let's see how this
True,
goes.
But also at the same time, she's desperate to get any form of magic. I've stolen it from her. She stole it from us. Hold on. My table here. Huge.
I'm waiting to use this updated stat block.
42!
That's the gimme. Okay.
I'm gonna roll a 1 somewhere today. An amazing roll. Right off the bat, I'm gonna roll a 1.
Just to add to the theming, I'm actually going to stop the music.
Oh.
As you place the nail, which is essence bound to your former stepmother.
Hmm.
Among,
Violet color.
yeah,
Thing.
among the many things that you guys have entered into the abyss and done that have very much acted like beacons and drawn in the attention toward and otherwise of the less than savory creatures here. I'm gonna need everybody here to go ahead and give me a wisdom saving throw.
Great. 13 plus half and 24.
24.
It's a natural 20.
Plus.
Oh my god.
Unlike
Get the
Baldur's
wisdom
Gate
back.
3, crit saving throws ain't a thing in this game.
I know, Joe. Joe, I'm very well aware. Give me a minute. My sheet keeps closing because I'm trying to fix my
Sorry.
computer.
If any,
Vanessa said, is it magical?
this is.
Can I ask, is it charmed, exhausted, or frightened?
Charmed.
Probably charmed.
Exhausted. Exhaustion would be the intention of this effect.
Okay, so I'm immune to that.
Your wisdom save is 6, Megan.
Okay, the 26.
You still want me to roll just for?
Since you're immune, it's not really necessary.
18 for Ravik, 23 for Xanon.
Okay.
Ooh, good. But I need to roll for the mount.
She said, Vanessa says, don't forget +5. Oh yeah, because we're around
31.
Grandpa's aura, right? So
Okay.
That's
line.
28 and 23.
We have to be within 10 feet of you, yes?
Good question. 30 feet.
Okay, good. That gives the Violet enough space.
Z rolled a 19. My mount rolled a 19. Don't think she's immune to exhaustion. Nope.
Okay. Which case
True,
then,
definitely.
Okay. So I'll just keep this simple then, since everybody rolled decently high. Did anyone get below a 25?
Z did.
Your mount did.
Rabbit too.
Okay, both
What
of the
about
mounts
Halcyon?
got a little bit fucked up. Gotcha.
What
Okay.
about Halcyon and Piccolo?
Halcyon rolled fine. Piccolo. I'm going to use one of the DM inspiration that you guys have purchased in over time. Because
What
he
about
got
my
it.
snake?
Oh, your snake? You know what? Roll me a flat D20 for your snake.
It's a wee snake.
If it's a
So
flat
gonna have issues.
20 and you can't roll below a 25, it's a slate.
7.
It's got a +5, so if it gets a 20, you know,
Not
7.
7.
7. You just hear a ping somewhere in your chassis.
I have a question. Do you want to play dog or to play scared Violet?
Par for the course.
Maybe like sleeping beast sort of situation.
Either
think
you can you. My question is, do you want to be the dog,
Yes.
or do you want it
Said
to be a scared humanoid so she thinks like she has to help me?
she's not going to help you, Megan. This is a succubus. I would
Yeah.
probably I think she'd be doing sleepy beast because then it's more of a challenge of, I can win my shit back. How little does she know.
Okay. So for the 2 mounts, each of them suffer a point of exhaustion, so disadvantage on skill checks. That was a D4, by the way. It could have gotten very bad.
Mm-hmm.
So as you guys
All
are
right.
doing some last-second retroactive planning, what form is Violet taking?
Doggo, right?
Yeah.
Doggo. Okay.
Be more convincing if she was a humanoid.
Wait, no, you clarified they were in the pocket dimension, so they're fine. Okay. Suddenly, the bright amethyst glow inside of this massive chamber starts to dull. And Piper, you feel sort of a familiar, crawling, crushing presence. That itch of being around someone you instinctively feel is wrong in proximity to those you care about. That crushing feeling of being around almost someone who instinctively makes you sick. The curling, twisting feeling of nausea. And you could have sworn that you'd gotten past this. But it feels harsher than normal. Like sandpaper at the edge of your senses. You rolled high enough on your wisdom saving throw that sandpaper doesn't dull to a pillow-like feeling. As manifesting and sort of glowing and curling in and drawing in from the shadows around you. Slowly growing up into this wonderful, built of shadow hourglass figure. Not as desiccated as you last saw it, before the shadows cast themselves aside, revealing a familiar form of your stepmother. As if she'd undergone cosmetic surgery to make herself look a decade younger. In human standards, anyway. And gotten some other upgrades. Notably, among these upgrades, heavily spiked armor. It seems to be made of countless beautifully smoothed out, not plates, but skulls. Polished to a mirror sheen, nearly. She stands in the chamber, hovering up a few inches, holding at her side seemingly what looks like a whip made of vertebrae and spines. Those brilliant, bright red lips curling into a smile that looks so entrancing. Thankfully, you know just how many lies have been built on that smile, and how many lives have been peeled away under those eyes. Piper, darling, it's been so very long. I've had trouble tracking you down. Haven't had a chance to extend my official invitation. Allow me to deliver it. And as she curls the whip back, and each and every vertebrae whips around her back, she cracks it forth. And as she cracks it forth, the swing seems to carry with it a series of screams, giggles, moans. Countless human sounds that don't sound alive despite the noises they make, as if they're being drawn from the lungs of corpses. And as that whip curls out and starts to reach toward one of you, you notice manifesting on her forehead along with it a crown made of some kind of red metal. We'll pick up next week with the initiative rolls for that fight.
Okay.
Because I can barely pick my brain up off the floor with that one. So, next we move back over briefly to Sharni. And we return the music.
God, she's so scared. Sorry.
So we're gonna have Sephiroth battle music next time, right?
Yeah, she's... Look, it's been 2 years. You think she would have stayed depowered in that time? Oh no.
I have a question, DM. Can I hold a radiant breath?
Next episode.
Okay. I do want to ask that. I'm writing that down.
Out of all the preparations that you guys have done, since you didn't call for that one, unfortunately, I'm gonna have to say no.
Okay. Oh wait, I can use it as a reaction. Never mind.
Fair enough. Yeah, she's gotten some upgrades, and that crown is not pointless.
I mean, I'm pretty sure she still wants the main source of her power back.
Well, it seems like a running theme from the end of last season was changing how a lot of your foes sought power. This is only one example of how that might have proven dangerous.
Okay.
So, on the subject, Angel, alongside Nicodemus.
Yeah.
Izana and much of the rest of the Theater of Revelry are starting to kind of figure out settling themselves in. You notice Umber as he makes his way in, as she was mentioned by Izana. Same big-ass burly Goliath, still wearing what amounts to be sort of an entertainer's armor, in a sense. It's very showy, but he's still built like a goddamn tank. You see Gianna, that once scared shitless mother. Going to you for your outfit, you see Krexilin, that Yuan-Ti pureblood, giving off that charismatic but slithery tone, despite the amount of examples of rather vicious people that you saw in Sizeth. Sorry, Jihu for that. And of course you see Peter Tomefold, that ever-charismatic half-elf, tuning a series of instruments. It seems he's got a kit that he's put it together for himself over the last 2 years to try and, maybe just for road travel and extra coin, make effectively a one-man band setup, pedals and everything. You give them whatever greetings you need to give them with a more volatile task on your mind. Your children, for the most part, taken care of for the morning and, well, given proper commands to behave themselves, which hopefully they stick to, lest they lose privileges to, feed their friends.
I'm letting you know all of the deity adult children. It's like half and half. Half of them are watching the kids, and half of them are in the room.
That's fair.
And none of the Leyborn are present in that room. But the Planetar is without having her secondary bottle.
Making their way toward mostly the entry chamber, and that sort of... That major meeting and antechamber, that secondary location that you've built on your keep. That won't immediately turn, visitors to ashes, because that can be seen as volatile, because even evil people have their uses.
We have a secondary manor now next to the house where her grandparents used to live. Now they all live in the big house. We bought the lot next door.
And you see a series of sort of brass-armored individuals sort of enter in. All of them effectively surrounding a series of very, very well-dressed, very regal individuals. Many of them, mostly it seems, dark elven. Elven seemingly a running theme, but there are other folks and other races here. Unmistakable, though, is the pallidness to their skin. An unnatural paleness. It's effectively impossible to ignore the crimson tone in their eyes. Among this group, bringing up almost the rear, though still surrounded by guardsmen and some other suitors, a familiar individual whom you communicated with. Wearing, admittedly, a milder getup, a more, dare I say, regal casual. His stance looser than previously anticipated. It seems almost casual in and of itself in its presentation. The guards themselves, once they finally enter in, kneel, whether it's in response to their company or in response to you as your company, they kneel. And each and every suitor, noble, whomever they seem to be, give a polite
standing bow. In, at the very least, Batesian mimicry of Kadian custom, if not Sharni.
Take a seat.
Each
She
of them do.
gestures to the table in front of her.
Each of them do, except for one, that familiar individual whom you communicated with earlier. Looking out toward you, giving one final head nod. Especially, you're quick enough to notice just how much he's looking around the room. Very obviously casing it, before taking his own seat.
Aurelia's in dragon form sitting in front of her.
Mm-hmm. So.
Well, the 4-year-old is probably pulling on her hair a little bit, considering 4-year-old Minotaur.
Yeah.
Mommy's hair is not a toy. Not a toy. Pulls out the giant rattle. Here, try this for a little bit. Just like one of those little ball toys where you can put the ball inside of the cup.
One of the younger looking nobles looks at this almost confused. Looks to the others and asks, is that a child? Before he promptly gets punched in the arm. Right, I'll ask questions later.
Questions are open to the table. I am Angel or Tsubasa Mochizuki. And I am the warlord of 2 countries. Welcome to my home. We had to build this space because you may have burned up had we walked into the other part of my home. I don't know if you are well aware of that, but...
And that central figure whom you spoke to earlier. That may be true for some of them. For others, their changes were not by choice. As you've introduced yourself, and have been invited into at least this abode, I offer you my name. I am Erasmus Emerande.
Erasmus.
Prince of Zinkash.
Will you not sit?
And he sits promptly, gently. His eyes far less psychotic than when you first encountered him after having killed, apparently, his messenger. Indirectly in front of you, I suppose.
Questions are open to the table. I will bring mine forth when is necessary. She's busy just looking at her nails at this point, trying to make sure that the child does not hit anybody with the ball, using Mage Hand to keep it in flux of her side-eye position.
Erasmus raises a hand and curls his fingers as he does so. You notice that each of the other nobles, their ears suddenly turn red. Before quickly, almost just in a flash moment, turning gray. The youngest one looking around, confused. The others just staring, seemingly understanding what just happened. They need not hear this part just yet. Well, this part at least at all. I first and foremost would like to extend my apologies about my prior display of curiosity. We've had the chance to do some research on approach to your abode. And it seems my intrigue was aimed at someone for whom I am uncomfortably bearing seniority.
for the moment.
So for that, I apologize.
Oh, you're talking about your staff, of course. That was ill-timed, and I'm
Not
told
my
I was-
staff. That is how things work in Zincash. I am apologizing for my intrigue over your daughter when we first spoke.
Oh, I'd love to see Eunice actually talk with her father on that situation.
There are some in this company who may actually be of reasonable age to approach her should they feel inclined. I am not too keen on pursuing that. I will, however, preface as a forewarning of shocks. Zincash is, well, carefully laid out to be a consenting polygamous practicing nation. Some of the suitors who may approach you or your kin may already have partners. Some do not. I myself do not. But should you have your own already, I would not dare steal you from them. I would preface that immediately. He curls his finger again, and their eyes stop being gray. And the confused one looks around going, "What the fuck was that?" Foul language, fledgling. He snaps his fingers, and suddenly that one's unable to speak.
And Meg is trying to.
Continue. I
I do
apologize.
have a question. You can sing over to him. So what you're saying is this would be a political marriage.
In a world like this, marriages of true care and soulful bondage are not often reached very easily. Matter of fact, in such a world, true caring relationships are often found amongst the unseen marriages or the concubines.
I've known leaders who've hated their spouses. My predecessor was one. Realtar was not a blessing.
Realtar, also oddly enough, chose not to deal with us. Realtar didn't. Your predecessor, Nurkbach, did not deal with us because we are monstrous and barbaric in the way that we treat our rankings. Realtar didn't deal with us because, well, while barbaric, we are nuanced in our barbarism. He preferred straightforward elimination.
I have a question. Where is Charlotte, considering...
Crawling along the ceiling, looking at this shit. Just like... And you can hear her whispering, "Vampires."
Pardon my child. I am not a suitable match for your country. I am for political advantage, for joining forces. I don't know what you're hiding or you hold. I understand savagery and ranking. Warlords used to just kill each other right out for such things.
We are quite
I will
familiar with
say-
such methods.
I should say that you try to any of my children or any of my kin here, you may find yourself burning by eating them.
Oh no.
Just
Turning in the relationships. That is part of the marriage
no,
agreement.
I'm talking about drinking it all. That's what I'm talking about.
Because some of your
drinking
kin
it.
are celestial.
Sure, we'll go with that.
There are very few that are not. No.
Half of my children aren't.
Some of them are not yours by blood.
They were revived from horrible situations.
How is the poor Eldritch?
Which one?
Sorry, not Eldritch. Brain.
Gabrielle? That's the
Nope,
one he was
no.
talking about.
Fuck was his name?
Kai?
The cattle boy from Exandria. Forgive the verbiage. Former cattle boy.
Are you talking about...
Innsmouth, that
changeling?
was his name.
Which one?
Innsmouth, that was his name.
Sad, quiet, brooding. Reads a lot of Edgar Allan Poe.
No tension in your muscles, no raise in your heartbeat. You're not angered or shocked that I know of him.
Oh, there are more than just him now.
I'm well aware.
I sent for all the changeling across the land that might have been in your notice. I don't like the fact that they're used. I don't like the fact that they get lost. I don't like the fact that they get overlooked. Innsmouth is very dark. He makes decisions based on his own merit. If you know of him, maybe his poetry got to you or reached you in the dark.
Not his poetry.
Talks a lot about it.
He speaks freely with creatures that skulk and crawl and avoid notice for most other folks, as insects, pests, infestations. We treat such things as, well, informers. Incidental, really. That we found out about him, but he is indirectly actually how we chose to reach out to you. Your kin. We may be a small nation, but we have eyes in a great many dark places. And ears to boot.
Oh, that's good. So what do you know of me?
From what few fleas were bound to the clothes of you and your allies when you went on skirmishes and other things. You, your kin, and even some of your friends are of greater than mortal nature at this point.
Yes.
You've done a great many incredible and dangerous things. It is objectively advantageous that we would converse with you, I would say.
Yes. His work.
We know a good many things. We knew your name before you revealed it publicly. We know of the one that hunts you.
I know of him too.
We know of this incursion in the Feywild.
Are you old enough to know where Inniver started and ended?
We've learned a great deal from taking notes on your escapades, you and your friends, and then proceeded to use that as a means for doing our own research, particularly in Githoven.
It's dangerous. Very dangerous. I prefer
They
not to.
keep themselves silent because I have priority of their first speech.
That makes sense. My question to you is, what questions do you have for me? You're old enough to read me. I'm not that unintelligent.
The questions I would ask over direct counsel with you. Not
You have
audience.
it. You have it.
Counsel and audience
going to
are
say
two
that-
different things.
I'm going to say this, whether you like it or not, you will have the same amount in this room that are present that way.
So be it.
I apologize, but that is literally how this works. They can hear you no matter what you do, no matter where you are, because they are not present on their own, no matter where they are. I am not their only ally. If you speak to me, you're not just speaking to me.
And I ask this. Would you prefer to be without new alliances when he chases you again?
Why should an alliance with you cut off everyone else?
Cut them off. Oh. Filter through us. Certainly an option. But as much as you are already bound to old spy networks and information networks, being bound in other ways to a nation of them, would you pass up the opportunity?
I have a question. How much do you miss Strat?
Some of us miss her greatly. Some of us are quite thankful that she has dissipated. We are a nation of many opinions on such things. Many of us more have more of an alliance or preference toward Henniker or Vistras.
She looks over at Lucian and over at her mercurial children. and speak. They can hear you in this room.
This is not for the children so much as it is the soon-to-be husband of yours.
Continue.
And it is one way in which I frame first my offer, while hoping, at the very least, you will continue it with a dialogue before you say yes or no. When I have tasted someone, no other may dare taste of them. On my watch.
I'm gonna make you throw up. Ugh.
This would probably be the point where Nicodemus walks in. Is it halfway through a conversation? One of those moments.
Ugh.
He walks in with a frank.
What?
Forgive my Zemnian, but what the fuck?
Damn it. She puts her hand on his.
Taste me.
I have a question.
Ask it.
If you drink of him, will you be able to find him?
For that, I would have to keep of him. He pulls out a vial filled with a bit of a crimson substance before putting it back in a pocket. Similar to that book your friend Piper carries. Blood magic is complicated.
Blood magic has always been complicated. So said Zarithrian. I have a question. Once you drop Zarithrian's name, what does his face do?
As expressive as he's been, he remains stone-faced at its mention.
It's up to him. I will not take his choice from him.
Oh no. It's up to you.
No. I've watched a demon chase changelings throughout this entire plane.
I also do not
Just
expect a yes or no
because-
here. This is a gathering of suitors.
Ask your questions then. Because I'm going to let him make that decision. He doesn't know how deep this hole goes. I'm well aware of how deep this hole goes. We've had discussions, but I've
That's
never
also
told
up to
him
you
the
to
extent.
frankly reveal, should you feel inclined. No. How long have you offered for us to be able to stay here? I apologize. My last messenger was about to give me the information before he got a crossbow bolt through his neck.
You're welcome to stay here the week. I think that's, 2 weeks. It's officially
Which tells
long
you the
enough.
nervous replacement guy died before they got here.
I'm going to let you know that in this city there is no bloodshed. If should you need blood, you will come to me and I will find you blood.
We have our own means, and we've brought a supply just in case there were such restrictions.
We don't do that because if you want to die, there's a spider up above us who will have that basically handled because she doesn't like your kind very much. She's a little picky.
Well,
She looks up at the spider on the ceiling.
like any kind, we come in varieties. I'm quite familiar with spiders.
How familiar? She looks up at Charlotte.
He turns his head, and suddenly his flesh twists, and a few more eye sockets open up on his face, amounting to a total of 8. Quite.
Okay, I like this. I like this guy.
Yeah. In this setting, there are varieties of empire, including Arachnopire. Yes, that's the actual name. Is it stupid? I don't know. I don't care.
I really like that. You have to understand, Angel really likes spiders. She's always been fascinated by spiders.
Continue to get the ick from this guy. There's something about him. I just get the ick. I don't know what it is.
I mean, it didn't help that his first infatuation was with someone whom was not of age.
It was a minor.
Yeah, he's been very forthright about apologizing for that. At least.
I don't believe you, Piper.
She looks
I
up
don't
at-
believe you.
She looks up at Charlotte and she does the come here movement.
And she crawls
gonna
along the
gently
ceiling to get
pull
close to you before then dropping down on a small line of web before just jumping out and landing on your head.
I need you to be the judgment call on this one. Looks up at her daughter.
I'm gonna roll an insight for Charlotte. Also gonna roll a percentile to see if there's a Lothian influence to that insight. $15. There's Lothian influence on it.
Like an evil influence on it?
No. Lothian just basically meaning if the spider bitch that is her progenitor helps in her being able to read this shit. I still find it hilarious that is one of the titles for that god.
Spider bitch.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's literally one of her nicknames. They even use it.
that's one of Lolth's nicknames, Spider Bitch.
So, I have a question. What does he see when he looks at Charlotte? I want to know what his
Charlotte, looking at
reaction-
him, the way that her face contorts, says uncertain. Not good, not bad, not able to read it.
No, I want his reaction, not hers. I caught that from the 15.
Yeah. That was a 15 percentile, not the D20.
I'm talking about him looking at her.
He looks at her, his face is relaxed, it's calm. It's frankly unsurprised.
Don't like him.
I wonder
do you
what
come
webs
from?
that one will spin.
That's what I wonder too when she gets older. At least she doesn't have an entire harbored nest yet. Where are you from?
I am from Zenkash. Born, raised, and then raised.
Sand spider.
Some spiders find themselves adrift, visiting new lands on, well, the bows of ships. Such is the case for my sire. Former sire, anyway. It's funny. In relations with spiders, it is often the woman that bites the head off of the man. irony quite well.
It's why you named her mate.
She was no mate. Just my passage to greater influence and power. Don't think for a second that we follow that insect mating ritual. I wouldn't bite your head off. Or his.
How old are you?
Ooh. My birth year, as I can recall, was 246 of the Third Era. What month and day, it's... I've lost track. Celebrating birthdays ceases its meaning when life is really only half true anymore.
My question is this: why would you seek out the reincarnation? From what you can see in front of you, considering I don't think you're that unintelligent.
Well, also not deaf, given what we had effectively spying on you.
Yes.
Well, vampirism is seen as an affliction. Sometimes not a choice, sometimes it is. It is not without its purities, nor its failures. Perhaps in joining with you, there may be a loss of stigma for those of us that do not have a choice that the changes brought upon us.
I agree with that. She looks at Charlotte. Is it weird to say that I like you? But I've always liked things more dangerous than me.
Not weird. Pleasantly expected.
Strangely, I know how to be friends with things that are more dangerous than me.
You hear Nick in your head. I am so tempted to carve him from navel to neck.
I will make you an offer. And this is one not made lightly. I will find you your walk through life. Your other half.
The
Not
point
one
of
that you will
this,
have a fellow of, but one who will love you for what you are.
I appreciate the offer. I may consider it. But first, I think still proper courtship is at least part of what I'm here for.
I'm saying, should this union of countries prove fruitful,
And should it prove fruitless?
there is not a place that you can go that you can hide from me.
And that
She looks over
sentiment I
at me.
return.
I've lost a lot of blood in a lot of places. The suitor had a question. Is that a child? Yes, she is 4 years old.
And he melts.
What? I can't read what you said.
He's mouthing, "Can I speak, please? I can't make sense."
Let's let them speak for a moment. We can have a little talk so we can...
Okay, still not used to that. So that's a kid. She's what?
She's a planetard.
Okay, why was I picked as a suitor? Because you're so pathetic, it was starting to annoy me, and I figure if you learn to ignore your own experiences and dive into somebody else's, maybe it will be helpful for your fragile little psyche.
I want to know which one of you is abhorrent to finding a mate.
One of the few female nobility raises her hand. Her eyes, crimson not just in the iris, but it seemingly has bled over into the whites. Just the eyes, everything except for the pupil really is just crimson. She seems elven, although the pointed features are slight, so half-elven likely.
How many of you favored a strat?
A couple of them toward the back of the gathering do raise their hands.
I'm going to give you a little information. One of my sons was born of a strat. She chased that child in his dreams in her true form, calling his name as he hid in a bowl full of blood under the table. Now I want you to tell me how much you miss a strat.
This was a baby.
One of the two that are raising their hands says, "It was just a subject of worship, really. Something to cling to."
Maybe you should take on her secondary successor. At least you won't do that to children.
The other one says, "I've had to reevaluate the source of my magics."
Vinegar's new bride would prove a good choice.
One
She's
of the
kind.
suitors that has been mostly silent curls a finger in toward one of the guards. Guard offers a wrist.
That's going to be a common occurrence.
That suitor bites down on that wrist. Guard does not flinch, does not cringe, does not show any outward sign of pain.
I'm going to let you know this is the first time where Angel literally roars under her breath. You are in company.
The suitor lifts his mouth from the wrist, opens his mouth to respond before his lips turn dark. As yet again, the prince raises his fingers. Some of their manners still need refining.
You're short on people.
Among some of them. Well, among the suitors I bring those, for the most part, either desperate for partnership, or, at least from outward opinion, desperately in need of it. Some of them have rough edges, despite their station, that need softening.
What do you do? She looks at the woman. What do you do? What is the source of your choice of magic? And if you have a different form, at least let me know before I try to put with one of my children.
The woman looks up, and despite that sort of half-elven visage, depending on how the light catches her, you swear you see scales. But they are so sort of lined together and flush. It doesn't seem draconic in its nature as much as it does. Still seems elven, despite the... and it doesn't really seem Yuan-Ti specific. You do notice the redness of the eyes, however, are themselves slightly slitted. Maybe a serpentine vampire of some kind.
Interesting. What age groups am I working with?
As you've addressed her directly, I am about 86. I
What
weave.
is your preference for partner?
No offense, the children of some evolving divine being. That idea seems unappealing to me. The whole... a significant side effect of my transition involved disillusionment with the divine. Like I said, she's in desperate need of something in her bed. I really don't agree with you. You may be my sire, but don't.
She leans over the table. When did this disillusionment happen?
Around when I changed.
If I could undo this and make a joining between two countries, would you take the option?
I wouldn't undo this. Its benefits have proven useful over the decades. Still, deprivation of normalcy and ability to really stand in the sun for very long. That I detest. But more so, fun side effect of being a snake-like vampire. The moonlight's worse. So much worse.
If I could give you that ability, would you consider it?
I think I'll have to clear my head after the walk first. They took carriage and I walked. I like to move. I'll consider whatever, as long as it keeps him from trying to manipulate my nerves. You notice, even just looking out at this crowd of suitors, each and every single one of them seem to be of a slightly different sub-variety of vampire, yet they all seem to be able to be manipulated by him, which suggests, at the very least, they are sired by him. But usually that means that they all keep the same corruption of origin and form, effectively.
This thing is older. He's older than that. He's older than what he's saying. Angel had that instinct.
Ick.
She...
Ick. Sorry.
I'm going to show them the one thing they haven't seen before and see what happens. She calls Alex's name, the 18-year-old, and she calls Hope in.
The prince, at least, unfazed, and if he's been spying on you, he's probably used to seeing this at least. Some of
Yes,
them.
but this is blood that they have. This is blood they haven't smelt before.
Yeah. Some of them do recoil, some lean in. And let me go ahead and roll here.
I'm going to repeat to you, not all of my children are young. Some of them died in horrible ways. Some of them have minds that are far older than they should be. Some of them were eaten by illithid and now have been revived. Now, if you're willing to play the long game or possibly wait for one of them, that's up to you. I have more than my fair share of children. Their decision is going to be their decision on marriage. Should either any of you decide to fight them and train them, I will burn your skin.
We have been informed not to do such things. Says one with a deeper voice than expected. Although, looking at him, he looks, based on the tone of his skin, based on the markings, almost like a stunted runt of a Goliath.
Oh, I like him.
The pupils in his eyes, however, are squid-like.
I'm going to call in my child that's in trouble and see if he's done. I'm curious.
You call in Kai?
Yeah.
Mom, I got my hands unstuck.
Did you finish your washing the dishes?
No, you called me in here.
He has eyes like you do. She points out.
Also has eyes like Kel and Gel.
You make a point. She kisses him on the forehead. Go finish your dishes.
Well, you pulled me. Can I have a break?
Mm.
2 minutes. If it turns into 10, you're in trouble. Go get your hot cocoa. I know that's what you're going to ask for.
As long as it doesn't turn into 10.
And he walks up. The kid's gonna try and make it 8 and see if he can get away with it.
Yeah, I know. I know. He's okay with that. She looks at him. I think this will work. But I'm going to let you know my children don't agree with polyamory, and because they are draconic in some natures, they might end up killing your other spouses. So if you have a spouse, you need to make that decision now.
Some of them nod, some of them just keep staring, some of them are still a little bit recoiling from the Leyborn that are in the room.
If you haven't seen a Leyborn, they're made of pure magic. They only live for a certain amount of years, and up to a number of 3. And should they die, a line of ley will be laid out where they die.
I don't think that I could drink them if I wanted to. It would probably kill me. Says one of the taller, more slender elven folk, and his eyes are just milked.
I have many of them. More than someone should. But I was looking for information on their anatomy. And there was a man who decided to make some of his own skin. Right on his own skin. this, though. Each one of these
One
children have been
of
through
the
quite a
people
lot.
that came here with us. She is a seer. I can smell it.
One of the people that came with them as a sea elf?
Seer.
Yes.
Too young for companionship. By a long shot. But intriguing for information.
You go anywhere near that girl, I will cut your heads off. I've gone through too much pain and suffering, taking and protecting her.
And what a good hunter you are.
Nicodemus, do you want to pull the yellow skin out of my bag?
Sure.
She lays a full yellow dragon skin on top of the table. That adult dragon skin covering the entire table.
I know you're trying to make a point to me. I literally can't see it. I can smell it though. It's rather gross.
It's actually been tanned and cleaned, so the fact that it smells rather gross, that's kind of a your problem.
Yes, it is.
I'm gonna let you know that's a yellow dragon skin, a adult yellow dragon skin on the table at the moment. I'm not bluffing. And your guy who brought you here knows I'm not bluffing.
One of the guards steps forward.
Has he never seen dragon skin?
He reaches down and touches it. And it is at this point that the prince raises his hand to try and stop the guard. His hand turns gray.
It's okay. It's okay. It's
And
okay.
the prince's hand is stopped. Guard turns
It's
back,
okay.
turns and shakes his head at the prince. Goes back to going to touch the skin.
Aurelia, you can approach him if you'd like. Do you want to know what a dragon feels like?
Guard lifts his head and nods.
She pulls out one of the pink dragons from her hair. She puts it in his hand. That is the most precious life I have ever seen. Other than my other children. I've watched a silver dragon wrap around a child, its own, and cry. Tears of ice. And joy. Should you join with me, should you become friends with this country?
They are not suitors. They are simply guardsmen and soldiers.
Guardsmen and soldiers are nothing to sniff at or sneeze at. And fascination is nothing to be snuffed.
One thing of note as well, being near this guard particularly, and just in stark comparison to the rest of the room. Well, you know what? Give me a perception check.
Okay. Oh yeah, 19 plus 6.
There's a warmth to him, which, fair enough, kind of plays into the expectation that the guards are probably living compared to the undead that they are here guarding.
What does his skin look like?
his form is completely covered. The wrists that they offer are completely sleeved. There are small holes in it where teeth seem to sort of slot in and go. And there are metal
May I-
ringlets around it.
She asks the man, the leader, may I? Please.
To do something outside of the rights of commands, you know what you must do. The guardsman reaches down into a satchel at his side and produces a pyrite coin. Drops it to the floor and it shatters to dust. How many of those do you have left, by the way? I don't keep track of you lot. The guard removes his helmet. That was my last. And it reveals the face of a changeling. That's where we're going to end the session.
Are you fucking serious? Oh my god!
I get so much ick from that man. All the ick. I hate him.
I don't hate him. I don't hate him. I like him. I don't like you. I don't like their customs. That's gonna be something that they're gonna have to work on together because I like the fact that their customs have been around for so long because it works. And I know that he's older than he says. I know he's some type of deity or some type of outer force.
He's so
I love it.
icky. He's so
I like
icky.
it. I like it.
I know, but he's so icky. I don't.
So, for those of you that are still around, what do we want to name the session?
Apparently, Piper wants to name it Icky. There's lots of ick going on.
Yeah.
Oh no, I get the ick
And for
from
those of you guys that
man.
weren't interacting at the last end of this, I hope I didn't put you to sleep. I'm sorry that I wasn't able to create a fully engaging presentation, but it's gotten hot. My brain's from the seizure.
I think the entirety of all the changelings in the room would have literally lost their shit.
I had to disassociate because I got the ick so bad.
Yeah, these guys are not meant to be, immediately trustworthy levels of charismatic. They're meant to be uncertain charismatic.
Nobody wanted to work with them. But Angel's good with people like that. So is his dad, so.
I've wanted to present like a non-stereotypically evil vampire faction for so fucking long.
I love them. I think they're cool.
Yeah, I wanted to present that in my Curse of Strahd game, but that didn't last, so I didn't have the chance to piece that shit together. And it's like, you know what? This has got potential for world building.
I like him, Joe. I like him a lot. I know that he's probably some type of outer force at this point. And I like it. I don't mind it.
Not necessarily outer force, just strong. Strong enough that, if someone were ballsy enough, they could probably treat him like an undead warlock pact, but...
I'm letting you know that Angel's gonna drop a coin in front of him next episode.
Toss a coin to your vampire. Alright.
We're gonna meet this man and go, ew, just walk away.
So, again, what do we want to name the session? Option 1 is ich.
I mean, the step succubus does give everybody the ick anyway. I was hot ick.
Unfortunately, cursing in titles when this gets posted to YouTube ain't quite allowed.
Oh no, I'm just saying it makes sense because the succubus gives Piper the ick, although probably hot for everybody else. And then the vampire guy is just ick. So ick. Ick. So much
I
ick.
love that he's a spider. I love the fact he's a spider. I love spiders. I think they're cool.
How about reunion?
Oh, that was a good one.
Yeah. There's that. Reunion. Family reunion. So great.